Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Cubs and the Mets from Citi Field in just minutes. Time now for Who Are You Banking On? Sponsored by UC Bank. Building business growing well since 1868. I'm banking on Carson Kelly to have a big night tonight. Our pitching matchup sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Cubs send Shoti Managa to the mound. The Mets counter with their own left-hander in Sean Manaea. That will do it for us in the pregame show. Coming up at Zach and Coom, it's the Cubs and the Mets from New York. That's next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Pete Crow Armstrong. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band.
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom! Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
When only the best will do, choose Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. With rich color, smooth coverage, and unbeatable durability, Benjamin Moore is paint that performs. Stains wipe away easily, and the finish stays beautiful for years to come. Available in 3,500 colors and exclusively at locally owned Benjamin Moore stores. Ready to transform your space? Visit BenjaminMoore.com to find a retailer near you. Regal Select. Trusted by pros, loved by homeowners.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs in crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score.
It's got a chance! Gone! Pete Crow Armstrong with a long home run. Imagine listening to all the action on FM. Cubs baseball has never sounded this good. Listen to every game on your home of the Cubs. 104.3 The Score.
Presented by the official sports book of The Score. Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fee.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
And now, Odyssey and 104.3 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Gone! Three-run homer, Ian Happ. On a line drive base hit. He has done it. Pete Crow Armstrong has hit for the cycle, which drives one in the air. This ball's got a chance. Gone! You came in for. You got the Cubs game on The Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by the Volvo XC90, Biddy's Beverage Depot, Benjamin Moore, Grand Appliance,
James Hardy Building Products, Laturo Tire, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, Old National Bank, Sea Glass Wine, Sloan, Southwest Airlines, Xfinity, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Cubs looking to sweep their doubleheader against the Mets. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good evening to you from Citi Field in New York, alongside Ron Coomer. Zach Zaidman in for Pat. Our engineer tonight, Paul Schrager, helping us blast to the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. It's Game 2 of this day-night doubleheader. Cubs took the opener 10-3, led by Dansby Swanson, who hit 2 home runs and drove in 7. Tonight, it's Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs. Fellow left-hander Sean Manaea going for the Mets. Let's get right to the starting lineups, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For Craig Counsell's Cubs, a record now of 42-37, third place in the National League Central. Pete Crow Armstrong is the leadoff man, and he's in center field. Matt Shaw in left. The right fielder is Seiya Suzuki. The Cubs cleanup man tonight is third baseman Alex Bregman. Michael Busch at first. The second baseman is Nico Horner. Hitting 7th, catcher Carson Kelly. Pedro Ramirez is the designated hitter. And batting 9th, shortstop Dansby Swanson with left-hander Shota Imanaga on the mound. For Carlos Mendoza's New York Mets, 34-45, last place in the National League East. Carson Benj is the leadoff man in left. The shortstop is Francisco Lindor. Bo Bichette is at third base. The cleanup man for New York is first baseman Mark Vientos. The second baseman is Marcus Semien. Francisco Alvarez catching. The number 7 hitter is Eric Wagaman, the DH. In center field, it's A.J. Ewing. And hitting 9th, right fielder Brett Beatty, with veteran left-hander Sean Manaea on the mound. It's a beautiful early evening in Queens. Temperature 81 degrees. And mostly sunny skies. The game time temperature is sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. First pitch next. Game 2 of this day-night doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets from New York. On The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests and more on your way home 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean, hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm, fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
It's game time, and that makes it the perfect time for a flight by Yingling. It's just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy your beer. And Zeke, what a great game for the Cubs in game 1. You know, when you look at it, at the end of the day, Dansby Swanson with an incredible day. He's had 2 in a row now. Last night, today, he's back out there again. And Assad, you know, going into the game, you were thinking, the Cubs have a tough matchup, and Assad did his job better than McLean, and Cubs end up winning a big game, and now they get a chance to sweep a doubleheader.
With one of their hottest pitchers, Shota Imanaga, on the mound. The thing that stands out to me is the Cubs received some bad news when it came to the starting pitching prior to the opener to the doubleheader. They lost 2 starters to the injured list. Edward Cabrera with what they're calling a moderate strain of his left hamstring, and then there's Ben Brown, who's on his way back to Chicago, placed on the injured list with a neck strain, so he's going back home for some more testing. Cubs offense beginning to percolate, and they're getting some good starts from the guys filling in. It's time to get underway. Pete Crow Armstrong digs in for the Cubs. Sean Manaea deals, and the first pitch is tapped foul behind the plate by PCA, 0-1. The Cubs leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Pete Crow Armstrong gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. As PCA looks at a ball up high, 1-1 the count. Sean Manaea, 34 years old. The left-hander works on the third base side of the rubber. The pitch. Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a fastball, 1-2. And Kue Manaea comes in with a record of 1-2, a 4.64 ERA in 16 games. This is just his third start of the season.
Yeah, he's finally stretched out now. In his last outing, he was in the high 80s, I believe, in pitches. So he'll have a full ability to pitch a full game, whatever that is for him. He's kind of got a little funk to his delivery, where he gives you that 3/4 delivery and upshoots the fastball.
Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a slow-moving breaking ball. Strike 3, 1 away.
And that's that, because he's starting out throwing this pitch from behind the left-handed hitter, Pete just well out in front of this slow breaking ball, and that's the breaking ball that he has, is that slow kind of sweeping hook.
Matt Shaw digs in, right-handed batter. Manaea delivers, and Shaw looks at a sweeper off the outside. 1-0 the count. Shaw's been hot, hitting .320 over his last 7 games with 1 home run and 7 runs batted in. The next pitch is a swing and a foul into the glove. 1-1 the count. Overall this season, Shaw hitting at .254 with 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Manaea working quickly, peers in, gets the sign from his catcher Alvarez and deals. Check swing on appeal. That's a strike, says the crew chief. Jordan Baker at first. So 1-2 the count. The pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Speaking of the umpires, Stu Shorewater calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Jordan Baker, the crew chief, at first. Second base umpire, Junior Valentine, and manning third, it's John Bacon. Manaea is ready. He works his motion and deals. The 2-2. Tap foul out of play off to the right. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Shaw. The announcement of the umpire sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Manaea deals. And this one is foul back out of play to the right. It's a good battle going on here between Shaw and Manaea. Manaea, big man, 6'5", 245 pounds. Born in Valparaiso. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. So 3-2 the count. Shaw turns around, and he's communicating with the Cubs dugout. Does he think he was hit by that pitch? Craig Counsell saying, hold on 1 second. Cubs will not challenge. I think Shaw might have thought that nipped him. There's a sweeper low on the inside. So 3-2 the count. The payoff pitch. Shaw swings and fouls this one back off to the right.
Well, for the right-handed hitters, if Manaea continues to throw that ball inside, that angled fastball and the sweeping hook, you got to be ready to pull the baseball.
That pitch misses. Fastball, ball 4. Shaw draws a 1-out walk here in the first. It was high.
First inning powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Good at bat for Matty Shaw. Cubs kind of doing what they did in the first game. The first game, they kind of dominated the lineup with lefties. Now today, Count's kind of shuffling the lineup up today and tonight, and a lot of right-handers in there at the top of the lineup.
One of them at the plate now, Seiya Suzuki, and he looks at a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. It was right at the top of the zone on the outer half. Seiya hitting at 264 with 10 home runs this season. Shaw, good speed at first, being held on by Vientos. A long set, and the pitch. Inside to Suzuki, 1-1.
Not quite sure about Manaya's move to first base with Shaw there, who we know likes to run. But Manaya is very quick to the plate. Even if Shaw goes on first movement, he slide steps basically to the plate.
That's a breaking ball that misses off the outside. 2-1 the count.
And what that means is the front leg does not come high off the ground when he's in the set position. He comes set, and when he's going to throw home, that front leg just slides across the ground quickly, and he's going to home.
Here's the 2-1. Seiya fouls it back just below us. 2-2. Walks of Cubs batters, sponsored by It's Not a Game, Illinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Manaya peers in, acknowledges the sign from his catcher, Alvarez, puts the ball in the glove, sets above the belt, works his motion and deals. Shaw goes, the pitch high, throw to second, caught on a hop by Simeon, but not in time, as that's a stolen base for Matt Shaw.
Good jump by Matty, and he did pick on the one pitch that he did kick his leg up, and Matty goes. This throw by Alvarez bounces in the grass. Actually a good pick by Simeon, but Matty makes it pretty easily.
Stolen base for Shaw. The pitch to Seiya. Bouncing ball hit to short. Fielded cleanly by... No, Lindor drops it, picks it up, throws to first. Not in time. The routine ground ball to short. Lindor fresh off the injured list. This is his first game with the Mets since April. He's back from a calf injury and an error to start.
But he was just trying to go a little too quick. Didn't ever field the ball cleanly. And it'll be an error. Cubs with 2 men on and only 1 out. Stolen bases by the Cubs are sponsored by Turo Tire. Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe at Turo. Find yours at turotire.com.
Alex Bregman digs in. The Cubs cleanup man tonight. Men at first and second, 1 away here in the first. The pitch. Bregman fouls it back off the screen. The error by Lindor reminds us that errors by Cubs opponents, Coom, are sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com. Bregman waits for the 0-1. Long set. Now the pitch. And he swings, and it's a high fly ball down the left field line. It's deep but playable in the corner, and it's caught by Benj, the left fielder. Bregman's retired, 2 away.
Bregman with a near miss. He got this sweeping hook and hits it a mile in the air down the line. It's one of those balls that, you think there's a chance of going out of the park, there's a chance of being foul in the seats, and it's caught right on the line by Benj. This should be a good matchup for Bregman in this ball game with Manaya on the mound. See how that works. He just missed a home run.
Michael Busch stands in. The pitch. High and outside. Ball 1. A cutter that missed. 1-0.
Feel like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Now, your Bosch prediction didn't totally come true in game 1, but very close.
Busch swings and fouls this one back. 1-1.
But the game really came through pretty well. So you're Bosching again in game 2.
All right. A lot of
pressure. Put you on the spot, but I am.
We'll do it after this next pitch. 1-1 the count on Busch. And the pitch. Misses. Fastball. That's a close pitch.
Alvarez held it there for a while, and then nobody challenged as this pitch just off the plate away. Maybe. Might have been a strike. That's about as borderline as they get.
About knee high. So 2-1 the count. Let's see if Busch takes advantage. The pitch. He swings and pops it foul out of play. Off to the left behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You got a hanging breaking ball there. He just missed it. Fouled it straight back. This ball starts out breaking behind him. Inner half. If he's just underneath it. If he's clicks on that ball, that's an upper deck home run.
Bush homered in game number 1 of this doubleheader. A 2-run shot to straight right. 2 on, 2 away. The 2-2 to Bush. Swing and a foul out of play off to the left. So I'm expecting the offensive barrage that we've seen to continue. The Cubs have dominated the Mets when it comes to offense this year. They've scored 37 runs against the Mets in 5 games this season. The 2-2. Inside, Bush has worked a full count.
So you're expecting a big offensive day for the Cubs, or a big offensive night for the Cubs.
Yes, which is what we've seen in this series here in New York. We saw it when the Cubs swept the Mets at Wrigley earlier this year as well. Bush waits for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. He swings, and it's a high pop-up. Left side foul territory, out of play behind the Cubs dugout along the third base line. Count remains 3-2.
Manaya's not going to overpower you. It's more delivery. And, you know, he hides the ball, and then for the lefties, he's starting out behind them, throwing, and then he kind of crossfires them.
The pitch. A ground ball into the right side. Fielded by Simeon. Sidearm toss to Vientos at first in time for out number 3. Cubs leave 2. Middle 1. No score. Cubs and Mets. Game 2 of this doubleheader in New York. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Live in the Chicagoland area? Get all the Cubs games on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser sign?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Restrictions apply. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, Chicago, Coom here. Stats don't lie. Want MVP numbers in light beer? That's Flight by Yuengling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, refreshing. That's elite efficiency. Other beers, padding stats with extra carbs and no flavor. Care about your beer stats? The choice is obvious. Flight is dominating. Numbers don't lie, Chicago. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules. Oh, yeah! That couldn't have been. Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. Uriner Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver. Oh, yeah? Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! We'll work on that. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
32-year-old Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs as we get set for the bottom of the first here in New York. Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets. Carson Benj at the plate, lefty-lefty matchup as Imanaga delivers, and Benj looks at a ball high and outside, 1-0. Coom Shota's 4-6 with a 4.26 ERA in 15 starts this season. But he's coming off an impressive performance against Colorado last time out. The pitch, Benj swings, and it's a high fly ball, shallow left. Coming in, Shaw. He's under it and makes the catch, angling toward the line. Benj is retired, 1 away. So last week against Colorado, Imanaga went 5 2/3 innings, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts as Francisco Lindor heads to the plate in his first game since April 22nd. He's back from a calf injury.
You know, he's one of the fan favorites here in New York. Very, very good player.
He swings, and it's a high fly ball, shallow right. Suzuki racing toward the line in fair territory, makes the catch, 2 away.
and I hope he gets hot in about 2 days. Very good player, although, the ball finds you right off the injured list from April, and he gets first ground ball, and he makes an error. But he is back playing, and that is a big bonus for this Mets ball club.
So 2 quickly down here to the bottom of the first. Scoreless game, Cubs and Mets. Bo Bichette digs in. Right-handed batter with 9 home runs this season.
But I think to answer your question about Shota,
as Bichette looks at a strike fastball top of the zone, 0-1.
I think the last couple starts he's tried to establish his fastball more. So he's throwing, a lot more heaters, and I think that's really good. I really do.
Here's the 0-1 up high. Why do you say that?
Because what it does is it forces the hitter to be accountable to the fastball more so than having in the back of his head that split finger and knowing you're going to sit somewhat on the split. If if he's getting quick outs with the fastball, as Bichette takes a big rip and misses at that splitter. But if he can command the fastball, then you get weak contact, even if you don't throw a perfect splitter. But boy, if they're sitting on a splitter and you don't throw a great one, that's where the trouble comes in.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Bichette misses the splitter. The Mets go down in order here in the first. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Scoreless game, Cubs and Mets as we head to the second. On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Pete Crow Armstrong. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Pat, did you know that our Catch Des Moines radio spots are now award-winning? It must be these golden pipes and our witty repartee.
Don't flatter yourself, partner. Des Moines is the real star. With award-winning attractions and a central location, it's the perfect getaway and the best thing since sliced bread, which, by the way, was invented in Iowa.
Ooh, do you think leftover steak de burgo would be good as a sandwich?
Rod, you never have leftover steak de burgo.
Then I guess I better order 2.
Des Moines, it's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com. Chicago weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity. Your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
At 19 weeks pregnant, I found out my blood was attacking my baby. I'm Ellen, and my team said her only chance at survival was a rare procedure.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, the team at Northwestern Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic treats high-risk pregnancies from across Chicagoland. They performed an unprecedented 5 in utero blood transfusions to ensure Ellen and her baby had a compatible blood type.
Today, my baby is healthy and full of life.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Hey fans, why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
Cubs and Mets scoreless, top of the second inning. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. As Nico Horner fouls back the first pitch he sees from Sean Manaea here in inning number 2. Horner on the year hitting at .235, 4 home runs, 35 RBIs. Went 1 for 4 in game 1 of this doubleheader, a double to the right field corner. Manaea delivers. Horner swings, line drive, base hit down the left field line. Horner digging for second base. Ball fielded by Benj. The throw to second, not in time. Stand-up double for Nico to begin the second inning.
Good at bat, and that's exactly what Nico's going to have to do in game 2 against Manaea. The game plan for the righties will have to be to pull the baseball because he's cross-firing inside. So where we were talking about game 1, where you got to lay off that pitch in for Nico if he's trying to use the other side of the field. In this game, as long as Manaea's on the bump, that's not going to be possible because so many pitches are in the inner half. So he gets a ball he can handle, and he smokes it down into the corner.
Carson Kelly looks at a splitter low.
Manaea does not throw all that hard. He's 91, 92 tops. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at 1 price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Kelly drives one for a base hit down the left field line. This will roll all the way to the corner. Corner around third, coming home. Kelly cruises into second. RBI double. Cubs strike first. They lead the Mets 1-0 here in the second.
Well, the Cubs right-handers getting the head of the bat out, and that's exactly what you got to do. You can't try to push the bat and keep the ball to the middle of the field. You just got to go to hooking the ball and pulling it, and if it goes foul, it goes foul. But Kelly and Nico both hooking this ball in the corner. Cubs take the lead.
Pedro Ramirez at the plate. He swings and misses at a splitter. 0-1. Back-to-back doubles by the Cubs. Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. The pitch. Ramirez swings and misses as Minaya doubles up on a splitter. 0-2. Minaya peers in, gets the sign from his catcher, Alvarez. Kelly at second base, no one out. Here's the pitch. Rounded foul off to the right by Ramirez. Count remains 0-2.
Now we get a little heads up from Schrager that the scoreboard is not updating. He might be taking a nap here for game 2. You never know.
That's an
hot
issue.
dog break.
Ramirez looks at a ball high and tight, so the count is 1-2. I think.
That is correct.
Ramirez waits. Minaya deals. And Ramirez fouls this one off of Alvarez.
Defensive alignment, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. And I'm going to guess that as long as Benaya's in the game, they're going to continue to play around towards left center. They're not just yet, but they're going to have to.
Ramirez fouls that last pitch back into the right. 1-2 the count.
Benj right now is playing straight and left, and the center fielder, Ewing, is playing, a couple steps towards right center. I just don't see that being the case.
Ramirez fouls another pitch back off the screen. 1-2. Another good battle going on here.
Yeah, for the Cubs right-handers, that's not going to be the case. You're going to have to, they're going to pull the baseball. You're going to have success. That really helps the Cubs out, actually.
There's the pitch. Ramirez hits a high fly ball deep center field. Going back, Ewing toward right center near the track. Makes the catch. Tagging and advancing to third base is Kelly. One away, but a productive out by Pedro Ramirez.
Yeah, trying to use the other side of the field. Minaya throws a breaking ball, and this one ends up right in the middle of the plate. Minaya wants this ball inside, doesn't get it there. And now that's one of those where Ramirez tried to stay to the middle of the field. If he goes to pulling that ball, he probably hits it out of the ballpark. But he hits it a long way to center and does move Kelly to third.
Here's Red Hot Dansby Swanson hitting .444 over his last 5 games with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. The pitch. Swanson taps it foul off to the left. Mets playing the infield in with Swanson at the plate. Dansby homered twice in game 1 of this doubleheader. 7 RBIs, including a 3-run shot and a grand slam. Minaya delivers. Swanson fouls it back off the screen. It's 0-2. Cubs up 1-0 with 1 down here in the top of the second, game 2 of this doubleheader. Kelly at third base, infield in for the Mets. Minaya peers in, lefty-righty matchup against Swanson, who waits for the 0-2. Here it comes, up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Minaya trying to throw some pitches away. If the Cubs get him into trying to pitch away to the right-handers, that's a real bonus for the Cubs because that is not his forte at all.
Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Swanson swings and misses. Strike 3. And 2 away. We'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong for the second time tonight. The lights are on. Tonight's game is powered by ComEd. Here at Citi Field in New York. Still plenty of daylight. Hazy sunshine as PCA digs in. Temperature right around 80 degrees. Kelly at third, 2 away. Here's the pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. That one misses. Ball. Armstrong struck out swinging his first time up. Naya taking his time. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Crow Armstrong. A swing and miss. 1-1.
And I had thrown him some off-speed stuff and back and forth with Pete. See if Pete tries to use the other side of the field or just let this ball carry. The biggest key is you got to let this ball get to you from Minaya.
Here's the pitch. Off the outside. 2-1. It's a fastball from Minaya. Crow Armstrong riding a 12-game hitting streak after going 1 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader with a single. The pitch. Fouled out of play off to the left by PCA. 2-2. Kelly at third, 2 away. 1-0 Cubs here in the top of the second. Infield back with the exception of the third baseman, Bichette, who's playing in wide of the bag. Crow Armstrong with 17 home runs this season. He leads the Cubs in that department. And the 2-2. Outside. PCA has worked a full count.
The last pitch for Minaya, that was his out pitch, trying to crossfire Pete and hit the corner and miss the outside corner by about 2 feet.
The 3-2. Check swing at a pitch low on appeal. He went around, says the third base umpire, John Bacon. Strike 3. Kelly stranded at third, but not before he gives the Cubs the lead with an RBI double. 1-0 Cubs. Middle 2 in New York against the Mets. On the score at the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Don't miss the toast of the game presented by Benny's Beverage Depot when we celebrate the game's greatest moments and players. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease the Hyundai Elantra for $179 a month or get $2,000 total savings. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 6th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Plumbing emergency? Chicagoland depends on Plumbers 911. Licensed professional local 130 plumbers are available 24/7 for fast, reliable help. Call 833-PLUM-911. Local 130 plumbers get the job done right the first time.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band.
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom. Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit benjaminmoore.com today.
On Friday, July 17th, the Cubs take on the Twins at 7:05 in the evening. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers. 21 and older receive a Cubs 1940s, 50s replica jersey presented by Budweiser. Be sure to arrive early. Mark Vientos looks at a strike from Shota Imanaga to begin the bottom of the second inning. Time called by Vientos as he steps out of the box and adjusts his gray, black, purple batting gloves. Now Vientos digs back in against Imanaga. 1-0 Cubs here in the second. The pitch. Called strike. Fastball at the top of the zone. 0-2. Shota peers in. He's ready. Works his motion and deals. And misses with a fastball.
Not a good pitch. Fastball inside. Vientos didn't swing, but it's a good setup pitch to continue to pound that ball inside. Back in there again.
Now the 1-2. And that missed low and outside.
Yeah, that was a splitter.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Vientos. Bottom 2, 1-0 Cubs. Here's the pitch. Misses high and inside with a fastball. So it's a full count. Vientos, a right-handed batter. The left-hander Imanaga is ready. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled out of play off to the right by Vientos. Cubs wearing the blue jerseys tonight with the Cubs logo on the front left part. Red numerals on the back. Gray pants, blue socks, blue caps with a red C on the front. The pitch. Vientos swings, and it's a high fly ball, shallow right, near the line. Seiya crossing over into foul territory, makes the catch, leaning over the sidewall for out number 1. Nice play.
Very nice play. As Suzuki does, with all the practice he's had playing in right field at Wrigley Field, this time the only thing he's got to deal with is just the sidewalk. So for Suzuki, that's taken a couple things out of play with the sun and the wind at Wrigley. So he gets over to that wall early and makes that catch. So very nice play by Suzuki and right.
Marcus Semien at the plate, and he looks at a breaking ball for ball 1, just inside. Seiya playing right field for the first time since he tweaked his knee in San Francisco a couple of weekends ago. The pitch up high, 2-0 to Semien.
Yeah, it's good to see him back out there in right field. That means he's feeling much better.
The 2-0. Semien pops it foul out of play off to the right. So 2-1 the count. The Mets wearing alternate black jerseys tonight with blue lettering and numerals outlined in orange. Black batting helmets, white pants. Here's the pitch. Semien swings and misses. 2-2. A fastball from Imanaga.
See, Semien tardy on that fastball. Vientos on the 3-2 pitch, tardy on the fastball. And that's all because in the back of their mind, they got split finger.
A swing and a miss by Semien. Another fastball from Shota. Strike 3, 2 away.
Yeah, and the league is thinking split against him, and he's just rearing back and throwing his best four-seamer. This time he climbs the ladder. Semien chases his ball out shoulder high, but a good pitch by Imanaga to get the punch out.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by our Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 strikeouts so far tonight for Imanaga. The batter now, Francisco Alvarez, powerful right-handed batter. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Cubs over the Mets. The pitch. Alvarez swings and drills one deep in the air. Left center field. Going back, Shaw at the wall. Looks up. It's gone. Francisco Alvarez ties the game with a towering home run to left center. 1-1. Cubs and Mets here in the bottom of the second inning for Alvarez. That's his 3rd straight game leaving the yard.
Now, this is a fastball. It's about, might even be a little above, probably belt high. And if you want to get the ball up, you got to get it up. That one, it might even have been a little higher than that. And Alvarez gets to it. But he was looking for that pitch, but he hammers this ball a long way to left.
387 feet. Now the batter, Eric Wagaman. The pitch is taken for a strike. A splitter. Right at the bottom of the zone on the outside edge, 0-1. Wagaman, a right-handed batter. Imanaga delivers. And Wagaman looks at strike 2 as Shota doubles up on the splitter.
See, now the one thing you don't want Shota to do is lose confidence in that heater in this game because he got taken deep.
A broken bat, ground ball off to the right. And this will be an infield single, but that went in the direction of the mound. Shota had to kind of dance out of the way. Nico was going toward the middle, and the ball was hit on the right side. So Wagaman has an infield single.
Still not sure where this ball hits. If it hits Shota's glove or his arm, that would be his throwing arm. Might have hit his throwing arm, his bicep, kind of between the bicep and tricep area. But he had a lot going on there, but he immediately gave the thumbs up to the bench that he was okay.
Tough to tell from the replay where it hit. It's an infield single for Wagaman. He's at first. 2 away here in the second. 1-1 ball game. A.J. Ewing at the plate, left-handed batter. And he looks at a ball low and outside, 1-0. The uniform descriptions we gave you earlier, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field, the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Throw to first, and diving back in safely, Wagaman.
Jordan Baker over there at first base, the crew chief.
Bush holding on, Wagaman at first. Now the 1-0. Ewing looks at ball 2. That was a fastball that missed. Off the outside. Bregman playing wide of third but in. Middle infielders back and Bush holding on, Wagaman at first. The 2-0 to Ewing. He swings, drills one deep in the air to right center field. This is going, and way out of here. 2-run home run by A.J. Ewing. And the Mets take the lead 3-1 over the Cubs here in the second.
That's pitched right in the middle of the plate. And Ewing hits this ball. He's right on time. Hits this ball long ways. We're getting a shot of this. Probably inner half, mid-5. Very good pitch to hit. And he didn't miss it.
A 420-foot bomb by A.J. Ewing, his third home run. And the Mets now up 3-1 over the Cubs here at the bottom of the second inning. All the damage being done with 2 away. Now Tommy Hottovy is out on the mound having a conversation with Imanaga. Catcher Carson Kelly's on the mound as well as interpreter Edwin Stanberger.
Well, this is all about location of pitches. It's just his location has not been good here in this inning with a couple of them fastballs, and he's paid the price. Earlier in inning number 1, good location, punch out, routine fly out to right, routine fly out to left.
So the number 9 hitter, Brett Beatty, will dig in. Left-handed batter against the left-hander, Imanaga. The pitch. Ball strike, slow-moving breaking ball that spins into the zone. Imanaga works the 0-1. Bouncing ball foul off to the right, off the hands of the first base coach, Gilbert Gomez. 0-2. Imanaga had not allowed a home run in his previous 2 starts. He's given up 2 here in this second inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss by Beatty. Strike 3. That ends the second. But the Mets do damage. 2 home runs to take the lead. 3-1 New York after 2 on the score. Now the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Alex Bregman. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
For 120 years, innovation has been at the heart of Sloan, and fans can experience it firsthand at Wrigley Field. From trusted restroom solutions to bottle fillers delivering clean drinking water, Sloan supports Cubs fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com.
Our Northsiders understand that baseball is a team sport. Everyone has to play their part, and players need to know that they can count on each other when it matters. Even the best players can't win by themselves. Banking is like that too. Your bankers should be a part of your team and know your business inside and out. That's how ABOC has been doing business for more than 100 years, by understanding your goals, providing great service, and offering winning products and services. Visit ABOC.com today and learn how we can help you build a championship team. ABOC, Banking built for Chicago.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Samsung. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Matt Shaw's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck? Sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Shaw digs in to start the top of the third. The Mets with a 3-1 lead. Sean Manaea delivers, and Shaw looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Shaw walked and stole a base in the first. Right-handed batter in the number 2 spot in the order tonight. Here's the 0-1. Shaw swings, pulls one down the left field line, but curling foul out of play. It did not have home run distance. 0-2.
I like the approach, though, by Matty. He was looking to hook that ball, and he did. Get a line drive bullet down the left field line, just foul.
You've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game, Coom. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Now the 0-2 delivery. That's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Shaw. I guess I'll get the festivities started tonight. I am going to go 36,500. Manaea kicks and fires. Shaw swings and fouls it off the netting to the right. 1-2.
So I think we had 31,000, right, in game 1?
Yeah. Manaea delivers. Shaw swings and pops it up. Right side, foul territory. The first baseman, Vientos, near the sidewall, makes the catch. For out number 1 as Shaw fouls out.
I will say 37,000.
Right. Our engineer, Schrager, is welcome to participate in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Seiya Suzuki at the plate and looks at a fastball off the outside for ball 1. Seiya reached on an error by Lindor in the first. The pitch. Another fastball that misses off the outside. 2-0.
What do you got, Shregs? He's sleeping.
Suzuki with an awkward check swing and a miss, 2-1. Knowing Schrager, he's probably going to go 37,001. He plays that game.
He was.
The 2-1 is a called strike, a breaking ball that floated into the zone. 2-2 now on Suzuki.
39,750.
That's Schrager's guess. The pitch, Seiya fouls it back off the screen. Count remains 2-2.
Schrags, did you hit the streets before the ball game and invite a bunch of people? I know you're popular like that around these parts, you know.
Popular is one way to put it.
Yeah.
So all the guesses are in. Good luck, men. Manaea deals. Called strike 3. Fastball that throws Suzuki right at the top of the zone. 2 away.
Suzuki looking, I think, for a breaking ball and got the heater. Now let's see what Bregman can do. He just missed hitting a home run in his first AB.
Bregman looks at a ball, a sweeper that missed off the outside. 1-0 to count. 3-1 Mets with 2 down here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Up high to Bregman. 2-0.
Here's where you got to be ready for a pitch. to pull if you're Bregman. This pitch will be coming in towards you. Even if it's outer third, it's still angling towards you. See if he gets a good pitch to hit.
Here it comes. Bregman check swing. On appeal, no swing, says Jordan Baker at first.
Yeah,
that pitch was low.
Yeah, 2-0 breaking ball. That pitch is not a very good pitch.
The 3-0 delivery is up high, ball 4. So Bregman draws a 2-out walk here in the top of the third. It'll bring up Michael Busch. He represents the tying run at the plate.
Kind of looked like Mania really wasn't all that interested in pitching to Bregman there, pitching around him. The 2-0 breaking ball down is kind of a dead giveaway. He didn't even come close with that pitch.
Busch grounded out his first time up. Vientos holding on Bregman at first. The pitch is a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Walks of Cubs batters sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free. A DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Mania deals. Off the outside with a fastball. 1-1.
Third inning brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
Busch waits for the 1-1. Here it comes. He swings and fouls it out of play. Off to the left. That was a pitch to hit. I could tell by the grunt.
Yeah, that's the second time Bushy's got a good pitch to hit against Mania, and he's just been underneath, too, where he's been right on time, catching this ball out in front, right where you want to. He's just been under twice and fouled him straight back. He's had some good swings against Mania.
The 1-2 delivery, a bouncing ball hit to first, fielded on a low hop by Vientos, steps on the bag. That is out number 3. Bregman is stranded on the bases. Middle 3. It's a 3-1 lead for the Mets. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
It's just around the corner. Do I need a seatbelt? Well, most crashes do happen close to home, and it just takes 2 seconds. Why risk it? Seatbelts save lives. Buckle up every trip, every time. It's not a game.
Rev up the rewards at the pump with Club Sicko. Find exclusive ways to win big from sweepstakes to daily deals. Download the Club Sicko app. Savings good up to 30 gallons only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Hey, Chicagoland, the best way is right off the expressway at Toyota on Edens. Visit one of Chicagoland's fastest growing Toyota dealers to score big savings. See the new Toyota on Edens or ToyotaOnEdens.com.
Bottom 3 in New York. Mets 3, Cubs 1, 79 degrees here in Queens. It's sunny. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Shota Imanaga on the mound. Carson Bench at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup and the pitch. There's a breaking ball off the outside, 1-0. Bench flat out to left his first time up. Wearing neon green shoes. The pitch is a called strike as Imanaga floats a breaking ball into the zone, 1-1. Bregman playing wide of third and in. Everyone else on the infield is back. Imanaga, third base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. Bench fouls this one back into the upper deck, 1-2.
Now, you're a native New Yorker. What do you think of the neon green shoes by your rookie outfielder?
I would not wear neon green shoes. with any uniform. Here's the 1-2. Foul back again by Benj.
Now, at least they somewhat would work if you were with the A's, right? I mean, then, they at least got a little green, gold, and white.
I guess it would work if you played football for the Jets.
The Jets, that would work too.
Yeah.
Yep, they're green, but
not with
orange and blue?
Dude.
Not so much.
Here's the 1-2. Benj swings and misses. Strike 3. Shota gets him with the splitter. One away. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by our Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Good split. This one starts out up in the zone and ends up down below the knees. Good pitch by Shota to get the punch out.
Here comes Francisco Lindor. He flat out in his first at-bat. He's wearing bright orange shoes, which matches the uniform. Here's the pitch. Called strike, a splitter from Imanaga, 0-1. Lindor on the year is hitting .223 in limited action. The 0-1. Tapper up the third base line. It is a foul ball. Bregman was charging. He fielded it. But the third base umpire, John Bacon, adamant.
Let's see. Getting another look down the line here. Oh, yeah, he was right. Yes, this ball it does go foul right in front of the third base bag. That's a good call. From my vantage point where we were here as we saw the play live, I thought it was fair.
So did Bregman. He was
he was ready to throw. He was trying to. He might have traveled on that one because he bobbled the ball a little bit, but that was all right. It was a foul ball. Good call.
One down here in the bottom of the third. Mets 3, Cubs 1. Lindor at the plate. The count is 0-2. Lindor, a switch hitter, batting from the right side against the left-hander Imanaga. He sets above the belt. Kicks and fires. Lindor hits a pop fly, shallow right, corner back, Suzuki in, and Seiya makes the catch, 2 away.
Good pitch by Imanaga to just get the pop up. I just saw a stat in 80 games this year, Lindor and Soto have only played 9 games together this season. That's why this team is struggling.
Bo Bichette digs in, and the pitch. It's a call strike, slow-moving breaking ball that floats into the zone.
Because you would think you got Vientos can swing the bat. Alvarez has been hitting in this series, but Lindor, Soto, and Bichette in the heart of that lineup, and then you got those 2 rookies playing pretty good. Benj hitting leadoff, who's swinging well. That's pretty formidable top of the lineup, that's for sure, if they can stay on the field.
Shota misses off the outside with a splitter. 1-1 the count. Bichette waits, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Shota doubles up on the splitter, 1-2. There's another guy right now at the plate, Bichette.
Yeah, that's I said. Between those 3, if you got those 3 in the lineup, you talk about some thunder, and then Benj, that's pretty good.
Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to deep right. Suzuki back, playable short of the track, makes the catch. And the Mets go down in order in the third. We head to the fourth, 3-1 Mets on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Choose Bradley University. Whether you're building robots, training on cutting-edge medical simulators, or diving into sports communication, Bradley prepares you. You'll cheer on D1 athletics, study abroad, and choose from over 200 student organizations. Plus, you'll benefit from competitive internships, community-focused research, and a top-tier education that provides a proven return on investments. Apply today at bradley.edu.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay,
Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas. How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Ready to buy your dream car? Look to Consumers Credit Union for competitive rates and flexible terms. Join the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Before we start the fourth inning, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score, and Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Top four here in New York. Mets 3, Cubs 1. Nico Horner at the plate, and he takes a strike from Sean Manaea, sinking fastball, 0-1 the count. It's game 2 of a doubleheader. Cubs took the opener 10-3. Dansby Swanson had a monster game in game 1. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, a 3-run shot and a grand slam. Horner waits for the 0-1. Here it comes. He swings, line drive, base hit, left center field. Ball quickly retrieved by Ewing. Horner digging for second. The throw not in time as Nico slides in safely. Second double of the ball game for Nico Horner.
Yeah, another good swing by Nico, and we saw it in game 1. We were talking even in between the ball games. Nico's going to start heating up. You can just see it. And he gets this pitch down, and he just goes right down. And that's a swing that's not a hook swing, but just down and through the baseball. And just hits a bullet just between shortstop and the bag. It hit it hard enough where it carried deep in the left center. And Nico with a double.
Carson Kelly at the plate. He had a ribby double his last time up. And Kelly looks at a fastball for a strike. 1-0. I should say 0-1.
Coming in live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Manaea sets above the belt. He works his motion and deals. Kelly swings and fouls this one out of play off to the right. Doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. Kelly hitting at 289. The pitch is up high.
So Manaea trying to go away, and that's just not natural for him. He does a good job of crossfiring that pitch to the side of the plate, inside to the righties, outside to the lefties.
The next pitch is foul back off the screen. 2-2 the count.
Kelly a little frustrated. He got a good pitch to hit. That's that fastball going inside again.
Manaea checks second. That's where Horner is. And the pitch. Kelly dribbles it foul behind the plate. I may have said 2-2. The count is 1-2.
I think between the scoreboard guy and the guy running the TV monitor, I think they both need a cup of coffee.
This game 2 of a doubleheader. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Kelly swings, ground ball up the middle. It's bobbled by the second baseman. Simeon retrieves, throw high to first. Everyone's safe. Nico advances to third. Kelly's safe at first.
It's just a routine play. Simeon goes over and catches this ball and drops it, and then bare hands it, picks it up. But I'm guessing when he picks this ball up and goes to throw, he doesn't have a good grip on the ball, and the ball squirts out and goes straight up on him and throws the ball way high, and Kelly hustling down the line beats the throw.
So a great opportunity now for Pedro Ramirez with men at first and third and no one out. The pitch is up high, 1-0. So the error on Simeon is a reminder that errors by Cubs opponents are sponsored by North Shore, the
There you
MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com.
Solid, Z.
Now the pitch. Ramirez hits a ground ball, base hit to right. Horner scores. Kelly stops at second. RBI single. Pedro Ramirez, the rookie, delivers. And now the Cubs within one. It's 3-2 Mets here in the fourth. Still no one out.
Well, this pitch is a little fastball coming back towards the strike zone, and it's just shot over the other way. Very nice at bat for Ramirez. I'll tell you, he had a good game in game one of this doubleheader today. He made some very nice plays at third, turned a double play when the Cubs really needed it, had some good at bats, and now in this game he's done the job. Yeah, and he got the bunt down and sacrifice bunt when the Cubs needed it. And we've talked about him. He showed really well in spring training, in a great spring for the Cubs. And he's a guy this is a big league ball player. I don't know if he's going to start somewhere ever, but he's a big league player. He does everything good, and he is going to find himself with a long big league career if he can stay healthy.
Kelly at second. Ramirez at first. Dansby Swanson will dig in. Cubs down by one. 3-2 Mets here in the fourth. No one out. The pitch to Dansby Swanson sails all the way to the backstop, and both runners advance. So now Kelly moves to third. Ramirez at second.
That pitch way inside. I think it was a breaking ball that almost hit Dansby in the thigh, that back thigh, and Alvarez sitting up outside and that leg kicked out, can't move because you're on a knee. And he just reaches for it, but he just can't come up with it. And it goes to the backstop.
Almost had the illusion of going between Dansby's legs all the way to the backstop. So now the Mets have to play the infield in. The tying and go-ahead runs are in scoring position. Kelly at third, Ramirez at second. No one out here in the top of the fourth. Swanson at the plate with a 1-0 count. He's been red hot. 3 home runs in the first 2 games of this series. The pitch. Swanson taps it foul at the plate. 1-1. Crowd quiet here at Citi Field with the Cubs threatening. Swanson waits for the 1-1. Here it comes. He swings and lines one to left. It drops in for a base hit. Kelly scores, tying up the ball game. Dansby Swanson comes through once again. 3-3 Cubs and Mets here in the fourth. RBI single for Swanson. He is having a whale of a day, starting with game one of this doubleheader and continuing into the nightcap.
Yeah, Dansby gets pitch inside, dumps this ball in short left. And I thought they were going to try to send Ramirez, but the one thing we heard going into this series is Ben's with a very, very good throwing arm, and he showed it off there. He threw a one-hop strike to home plate, so I don't think people are going to be running on the young left fielder in this ball game, or any team going to be running on him.
Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate, and he takes a big swing and miss at a cutter from Minaya. 0-1. 3-3 game. Cubs and Mets here in the top of the fourth. No one out. Cubs have men at the corners. Ramirez at third, Swanson at first. The pitch. PCA bunts. It's popped up over the head of Bichette into left field. Ramirez scores. Swanson stops at second. Cubs take the lead. 4-3 over the Mets here in the fourth. What a play by PCA.
Well, I don't necessarily know if he's trying to do that, but it worked out great for the Cubs. As he goes to bunt this ball and then bunts it so hard he bunts it over the third baseman's head. He's trying to, and it does. It just clears the third baseman and goes into short left. Bichette coming in and then uh-oh. And it goes right over him and just trickles out into the outfield. So a crazy play by Pete Crow Armstrong, but it works. And that's going to be the end of the day for Minaya.
Carlos Mendoza is going to make the pitching change. Cubs have taken the lead. They're up 4-3 over the Mets here in the fourth. And they're still threatening. No one out here in the top of the fourth. Men at first and second, and Matt Shaw due up. Let's take a break. You're listening to The Score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Dancy Swanson. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Remember enjoying those iconic red, white, and blue freezer pops in the summer? Now imagine that flavor reinvented as an energy shot. Introducing the Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot, a flavor explosion of sweet cherry, zesty lime, and electric blue raspberry that all come blasting together for a seriously refreshing shot. Ignite your taste buds with the flavor of the summer. Get a Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Man, with these Bosch lasers, I can knock out the job. You tell him, champ. Who are you? I'm your inner Bosch. My inner Bosch, baby. I'm that feeling you get when you got a job on the ropes. Like a window install? One you're about to knock out with Bosch lasers. Oh. More like KO, am I right? Was that a punchline? Sure was, Laser Man.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Finals on the board. The Guardians beat the White Sox 4-3 in 10 innings. Other finals, the Angels, a 7-6 victory over the Orioles in 10. Rockies beat the Red Sox 8-6. Other action, the Marlins, a 4-2 winner over the Rangers. Otto Lopez hit a 2-run home run for Miami. Huascar Brazoban is the new pitcher for the Mets. A right-hander, hard thrower with a 1.91 ERA. No one out here in the top of the fourth. Cubs have scored 3 times to take a 4-3 lead. Matt Shaw at the plate, men at first and second. Here's the pitch. A changeup for a strike, 0-1.
One thing I'll say about the bunt by Pete, that's probably not what they're trying to do. But the thing I like about it is, Manaea's a tough matchup for the lefties. Pete had punched out twice, so you try something different. Try to do something that's going to add some offense, and he tries to lay one down and then just punches this ball as a bunt over Bichette's head at third.
That last pitch fouled back by Shaw. 0-2 the count. Brazovan checks second and deals and misses low. 1-2. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. Brazovan delivers, and Shaw swings and misses. Awkward check swing and a changeup. And one away. That's the first out of the inning.
Brazovan, good arm. Pretty good slider there to fool Shaw. Got to re-grip now for all these right-handed hitters. You had that lefty with pitch coming into you constantly. Now you got a hard-throwing righty who's the exact opposite, everything going away.
Seiya Suzuki digs in. Men at first and second, one away. Here's the pitch. It's low. 1 ball, no strikes. Pedro Ramirez tying the game with an RBI single. Dansby Swanson tying the game with an RBI single, and Pete Crow Armstrong's bunt single, giving the Cubs the lead as Seiya swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Another changeup from Brazovan. A long set, and now the pitch. Misses off the outside, a little high with a changeup. 2 balls and a strike to count on Seiya, with Alex Bregman on deck. Swanson at second, Crow Armstrong at first. Just 1 down here in the fourth. The pitch. Seiya swings and misses. Fastball 95 miles per hour from Brazovan. Suzuki 0 for 2, but he did reach on an error. Seiya batting better than 300 over his last 15 games with a couple of home runs. Righty-righty matchup.
Brazovan Alvarez can't get together on what they want to throw here on 2-2 with one out.
The pitch. Call strike 3. Sinking fastball. 2 away.
Suzuki fooled by this fastball. Starts out away and comes back. I think actually this is some kind of split. It comes back towards the strike zone, borderline down. I think Suzuki had it down, but it was right in the middle of the plate, borderline at the bottom of the zone.
Alex Bregman digs in. The pitch, swing and a miss. And a fastball clocked at 96 miles per hour. Bregman is the Cubs cleanup man tonight. Cleanup hitters for the Cubs, sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Samsung kitchen today at grandappliance.com. The 0-1 delivery. That one missed. Another fastball from Brazoban. 1-1 the count. It's off the outside. Cubs up 4-3 and looking for more with men at first and second with 2 away here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. That one missed, a changeup. 2-1. It's just a tick high. Bregman waits. Brazoban sets. High leg kick and pitch. Bregman pops it up. Foul out of play. Just to the left of home plate. 2-2. A long set. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Brazoban. Bregman taps it foul at the plate. That one took a bite out of the catcher, Alvarez.
Yeah, I think that one hit him right in the top of the helmet. He's wearing that goalie mask style helmet, which I think has really protected a lot of catchers. But this one, yep, right off the forehead of it. And came all the way up here in front of us in the upper deck.
Direct hit. The next pitch off the outside by Brazoban. So Bregman has worked a full count.
Guarantee Alvarez isn't coming out of the game. He's hot. He's swinging the bat well. He's staying.
Hit a home run earlier in this one. And hit a home run in game number 1. And hit a home run last night.
There you go.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Bregman dribbles it foul off to the right. So the count remains 3-2. The runners were on the move. Swanson heads back to second. Crow Armstrong heads back to first. 4-3 Cubs with 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Bregman waits for the 3-2 pitch. Here comes. He swings and misses strike 3. Brazoban gets him with a changeup. Cubs leave 2 but score 3 to move ahead. It's a 4-3 lead for the Cubs over the Mets. Middle 4 on the score. The Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests, and more on your way home. 2-6 on 104.3 The Score.
This season, the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Centers, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs, are making a real impact in your community. The Salvation Army ARC program provides no-cost residential recovery programs for men and women, offering housing, counseling, work therapy, and life skills training to help rebuild lives. Cubs fans can support the cause all season long by donating gently used clothing at Salvation Army thrift stores and special drop-off events. Every donation helps fund recovery and a fresh start for someone in need. Learn more at satruck.org.
Summer's the time for making memories, not appointments. That's why there's Great Clips. You can use convenient online check-in to get in for a great haircut for less whenever you have time. Plus, their skilled salon stylists save your haircut details in clip notes, so you can get the same cut next time, no matter who you see. So what are you waiting for? Get in, get out, and get back to enjoying summer with time-saving haircuts at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Corn isn't just grown here, it works here. Illinois corn is a real heavy hitter, leading the nation in output and driving a $148 billion economic impact statewide. From jobs and products to opportunities in communities across Illinois, corn keeps our economy moving season after season. From first pitch to the final out, corn delivers for Illinois. Learn more about our homegrown economy made possible with corn at watchusgrow.org/corn.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY@villageofbedfordpark.com.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. It's game 2 of a doubleheader in New York. Cubs leading the Mets 4-3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mark Vientos at the plate. Shota Imanaga on the mound. And here's the pitch. Vientos looks at a fastball up high, 1-0. A reminder that Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball on Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Cubs giving the guys plenty of conversation. Cubs going to have to navigate through some significant injuries to the starting staff. Prior to game 1, Cubs placed 2 starting pitchers on the IL. The pitch to Vientos is called strike. Fastball from Imanaga, 1-1.
Yeah, you got to believe that, see what they're going to do. You got a big series coming up this weekend in Milwaukee.
A 1-1 offering. Vientos drills one deep in the air to left center field. Still going and gone. Tie ball game. Mark Vientos with a solo shot. 4-4 Cubs and Mets here on the bottom of the 4th.
Shota's made a lot of good pitches, but he's also thrown some right in the middle of the plate, and he's paid the price for them. This is a fastball, middle up. And Vientos, he hammers this ball to left, just straight left field for a long way.
10th home run on the year for Vientos, a 416-foot drive. 4-4 game. Marcus Semien swings, hits one high in the air to right. Playable for Suzuki. He makes the catch, angling toward the line for out number 1.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
1 down, tie ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs 4, Mets 4. Francisco Alvarez will dig in. He hit a long home run his first time up. His 3rd of the series.
Yeah, he's hit a home run in every game so far in this series.
Lefty-righty matchup, the pitch. This is low and splitter, 1-0. Yeah, but Ben Brown headed back to Chicago. A neck strain. He's getting more testing back home. He was placed on the IL. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Alvarez at a splitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Edward Cabrera got hurt in last night's ball game. Hamstring strain covering first. He did some testing earlier today. The 1-1 is low. 2 balls and a strike to count on Alvarez. And officially, Cubs are calling it a moderate strain of the left hamstring. But Cabrera placed on the injured list. Here's the 2-1. Called strike. Breaking ball that floated into the zone. 2-2 on Alvarez. Imanaga delivers a broken back ground ball up the middle, fielded behind the bag by Horner. The throw to first in time, 2 away.
Second time bat's been coming out towards Imanaga. Broken bat, and they're both going right back towards the mound.
Thankfully, Shota's okay. Here comes Eric Wagaman, right-handed hitting DH. He reached on an infield single his first time up. A broken bat infield single. Here's the pitch. Misses with a breaking ball. 1-0 the count. Just a little high. Imanaga with the kick and pitch. And Wagaman fouls it back, 1-1. But yeah, you're right. Cubs have one more game in here in New York against the Mets, the finale of the series tomorrow night. Matthew Boyd will come off the injured list and return to the mound for the Cubs in that one. And a 3-game series in Milwaukee this weekend. The 1-1. Bouncing ball hit to third. Fielded behind the bag by Bregman. Throw across in time for out number 3. But Mark Vientos with a solo shot to tie up the game. 4-4. Cubs and Mets after 4 on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw. Mornings, 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has been a trusted presence at Wrigley Field for generations, delivering reliable, sustainable restroom solutions for fans. Today, Sloan is expanding beyond the restroom and into the concourse with innovative bottle fillers, providing clean drinking water while helping reduce plastic waste throughout the friendly confines. From water efficiency to innovation, Sloan continues to support the Cubs and their fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com and go Cubs go.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Top of the 5th in New York. Game 2 of a doubleheader, 4-4 game. Cubs and Mets. Michael Busch will lead things off here in the Cubs half of the 5th inning against Huascar Brazoban. And Brazoban starts him off with a fastball up high, 1-0 the count. Busch 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. The next pitch is a big swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-1. Cubs trailed 3-1 after 2. As Brazoban delivers, and Busch fouls this one back off the screen, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cubs took the lead, scoring 3 times in the top of the 4th. They were up 4-3 very briefly because in the bottom of the 4th, Mark Vientos hit a solo shot off Shota Imanaga to tie the game up at 4, and that's where we stand here in the top of the 5th. A 1-2. Off the outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think Michael Busch is going to be one of those guys for the Cubs here coming up. These next couple weeks is going to get red hot. I really think so. They're going to challenge this pitch. Alvarez thought it was a strike. I think the plate umpire thought it was down. Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Which is a strike. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Alvarez just caught that ball very poorly, which fooled all of us from behind him. Kind of butchered up the catch, but that didn't butcher up the pitch. And now with this new system, that's a strike.
And it's strike 3. Busch is retired. It clipped the outside edge near the bottom of the zone. So 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Nico Horner at the plate, and he looks at a fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour for a strike from Brazoban.
Nico with a couple hits in the ball game, pair of doubles. And now with Brazoban in the game now, the right-hander, see if he goes now more towards trying to shoot the ball the other way.
A long set. Here's the 0-1. And Nico pops it foul out of play off to the right.
Good swing by Nico, just fouled it off. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Brazoban works on the first base side of the rubber. The pitch. And this is looped foul out of play off to the right. But to your point, Nico continues to try and go the other way.
Yeah, he's letting that ball carry a little bit and trying to drive this ball towards right and right center.
And that's vintage Nico. When he's right, the pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Horner was 1 for 4 in the opener this doubleheader. 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of doubles. Came into play hitting under 200. A bouncing ball hit on the right side. It's fielded by Simeon. The flip to first to get a hustling Horner for out number 2. And Nico came into play in this game 2, hitting under 200 over his last 7 games. some good signs tonight. 2 down here in the top of the 5th, 4-4 game, Cubs and Mets. And Carson Kelly will dig in.
Kelly with a double, and then he reached base on an error by Simeon on a routine ground ball and then scored. He was part of that 3-run fourth for the Cubs.
The pitch. Low. Kelly with a .287 batting average this season to go along with 4 home runs. Brazoban deals. And another ball.
He is having a very good year again for the Cubs. You know, his offense has stayed very consistent all year. He stayed between, 295 and 285 almost the whole season.
Called strike fastball, 96 miles per hour, 2-1 on Kelly.
And as we know, he does an excellent job behind the plate. One of the best in baseball, with the challenge. I mean, he's done that very well, but just handling the game for the Cubs has been very good by Carson Kelly.
Kelly looks at strike 2, another fastball from Brazoban, 2-2 the count. It's on the outer half near the bottom of the zone. Kelly thought it was low just based on his reaction, turning around and looking as too sure water.
It was definitely low, but I think he's in that thought of let's save our challenges for when we really need them.
Brazoban misses low and outside with a sinking fastball. Kelly's worked a full count.
Because you just don't know. Now, people would say, well, if he challenges, he's right. You don't lose your challenge. But you could be wrong, and you're not 100% sure that pitch is bad.
A payoff pitch is bounced foul behind the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he is throwing 97 miles an hour. Your judgment isn't exact, that's for sure.
I'm guessing most of the people listening have never been in the box for 97.
They have not seen anything even remotely close to that.
Kelly hits one softly on the ground to third, fielded on a high hop by Bichette, running throw to first in time. Cubs go down in order here in the top of the 5th. Middle 5, tie game, 4-4, Cubs and Mets. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for the great Cubs guests all season long on 104.3 The Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time, since the 1800s, when pitchers threw underhand. You know what's been around even longer? Yuengling. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. People were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. No box scores, no seventh inning stretches, just great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So next time you're at a ballpark, grab a Yuengling traditional lager, because just like baseball, legends stand the test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs Radio Network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Cool. How cool is this? Spend your 4th of July week at Wrigley Field. Enjoy special promotions, festive ballpark activities, and stay after the July 4th game for a spectacular fireworks show at the Friendly Confines. For a full list of the week's events, visit Cubs.com/tickets.
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. I think, a couple of days ago we talked about it, and I don't think in all the years I've been coming to Wrigley Field, which is most of my life, I have never heard of the Cubs doing a 4th of July fireworks display at Wrigley. So that is going to be something new and very cool. Friendly Confines.
A.J. Ewing at the plate, and Ewing looks at a fastball off the outside for ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Cubs and Mets are tied at 4. Ewing crushed a home run his last time up. Here's the pitch, shows bunt, and bunts it up the third base line. It rolls foul.
Now the ball's bunted, and it's up in the air for quite a long time, and then it hits the ground in foul territory, and it kicked it fair. And then it hit something else and went foul. Kind of an odd play as it hit on the chalk line, I guess, and then went towards fair. Then it ended up finally going foul. I think this line, when you look at it and the ball started rolling a little bit on the line, it started, the grounds crew will either tilt it one way or the other. Oh, really? They'll either tilt it towards fair territory or they can tilt it the line towards foul territory.
I want to hear more about this. The 1-1 to Ewing is fouled back out of play. 1 and 2.
Years ago, you would always go as a third baseman, and you'd always go to the ballpark, and you would roll the ball down from home plate, roll it down the third base line. Mm-hmm. And same thing with the first base line. And you'd want to see what the ball was going to do.
Here comes the 1-2 by Imanaga, and Ewing looks at a breaking ball off the outside.
So there's some batting practice. You'd come up and you just roll the ball down from home plate up the dirt.
Right.
And a lot of times they would have the dirt, if they were a fast team and bunted, they would have it slanted towards fair territory.
The 2-2 misses outside. Another sweeper from Imanaga. It's a full count with Ewing at the plate.
And then you'd have other teams, come in, and they weren't, you'd go to a city where they weren't a speed team. They were a power team, and it definitely slanted towards foul territory.
Ewing looks at ball 4, a third straight sweeper that missed outside. Leadoff walk for the Mets here in the bottom of the 5th. Tie ball game, Cubs 4, Mets 4.
The other thing that, you'd see groundskeepers do is if you had, let's say, a sinker ball pitcher pitching for your home team, you would soak the dirt out in front of home plate and make it softer. And that ball would go, sinker ball, getting a lot of ground balls. That ball would hit into that dirt and die.
Brett Beatty shows bunt and takes a strike. 0-1.
And on the flip side, if the opposing team had a sinker baller, you might not soak it hardly at all. Just change the color of the dirt real quick, and that's it. So it was hard in front of home plate.
Corner infielders are crashing. The pitch. Shows bunt again, pulls it back, looks at a sweeper off the outside. 1-1 the count on Beatty.
Beatty trying to sacrifice here. He's only hitting .218, and with the lefty on the mound and Imanaga, Mets electing to try to get him to bunt sacrifice to get the runner to second.
Bregman on the infield grass, wide of the bag. Imanaga working on the third base side of the rubber. Peers in, acknowledges the sign from Kelly. Ewing at first, not going. Here's the pitch. And check swing, foul ball off to the left. 1-2.
Pitch up and in, and didn't mean to swing, but got a piece of the bat.
So with 2 strikes, Bregman now drops back. Cubs vacating the third base position with their defensive alignment. Bregman's playing where shortstop normally would. Imanaga a long set. And the pitch. And a high drive, deep center, playable for Pete Crow Armstrong, who makes the catch, angling toward left center. 1 away, Ewing has to retreat back to first.
Routine fly ball, hit pretty well, but, about 15, 20 feet shy of the track in center.
So that'll bring up Carson Bench.
I would think you'd have to watch for Ewing here trying to take second base, see if he tries to run. Showed a very good move to first base.
Bregman playing in at third with Bench at the plate.
Throw to
first. Oh, they call him sick. Man, it looked like they got him.
Bushy thinks he got him. Jordan Baker right on the call did not. Called him safe. Counts with the hand up, waiting to see if they're going to challenge this or not. And
look at the replay.
They're going to challenge it. Yep, Jordan Baker coming in. They're going to challenge, and this looks like. See if Ewing's still in the air. Yeah, he's going to be out.
A safe call at first base.
That's the voice of the crew chief, Jordan Baker.
I think he's going to be out at first base. I think this throw back into the runner a little bit, tag on the back before. Ewing kind of dives up in the air. He doesn't dive low. He dives up, and his hand is up off the ground. And I think that cost them, and I think he's going to be out at first base.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, the right hand, which was the lead hand diving back to the bag, was up in the air.
Yeah, he dove and didn't dive down, so you try to dive down into the ground. And he dove up kind of Superman style in the hand about a foot off the ground.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Chicago retains the challenge.
So excellent eyes by the Cubs replay man, Brad Moylan.
Yeah, the outstanding job. He's had a good series for the Cubs, that's for sure. And, we just got it out of our mouth. Ewing was going to go. You knew that. And Shota with that A move just picked him off.
So pick off 1-3, 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. 4-4 game, Cubs and Mets. Benj at the plate. Imanaga delivers, and Benj looks at a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. We should point out the first out, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi, one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that. Imanaga along set. Now the 0-1. That one skips past Benj. There's a splitter in the dirt. 1-1.
Benj for a rookie having a very good start to his big league career. 259, 9 home runs already, and 30 driven in.
The pitch. Benj hits a high fly ball to left. And it's playable for Shaw, who makes the catch in medium range for out number 3. We head to inning number 6, 4-4 game. Cubs and Mets on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem. But our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Hey, Cubs fans. Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We're famously friendly, nonstops out the wazoo, and so reliable. In fact, the Wall Street Journal ranked us #1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Summer heat is almost here. Don't wait for your AC to break down. Call Four Seasons now for a complete AC tune-up for just $89.95. They'll back it up with a 1-year, no-breakdown guarantee. This price won't last long. Schedule your $89.95 AC tune-up today. For all your cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, you know who to call.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Pedro Ramirez is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Tight game 2 of this doubleheader here in New York between the Cubs and Mets. We get ready for the top of the 6th inning. It's a 4-4 ball game. Mets have a new man on the mound. Left-hander Brooks Raley takes over. Ramirez, switch hitter, batting from the right side. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. Cutter, 0-1. Raley peers in, gets the sign from Alvarez and deals. And Ramirez pops it foul out of play off to the right in the hole 0-2.
See what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, next generation light beer. Cubs with, I think, 3 doubles in this game. Yeah, no home runs yet. I think that may change, though, here soon.
Maybe it'll happen here. The pitch to Ramirez. He swings and fouls it out of play off to the right. 0-2 the count.
It is a very good week to hit here in New York. It's warm. It's been around 80 degrees, so it's a very good time to hit here.
And the pitch. Line drive down the right field line. It drops in for a base hit. Takes a wild bounce off the sidewall. Ramirez digging for second and gets there way ahead of the throw. Another double for the Cubs. Fourth of the game. Second hit of the night for Ramirez.
Now, and he just takes this pitch away and just goes with it, just dumps this ball into short right field. And the question was whether it was going to be fair or foul, a little backdoor slider. And it hits fair and then hits the sidewall that jets out and doesn't go down the line. And because of that, it goes away from the right fielder, Beatty, and Ramirez with a double, second hit of the ballgame.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position with Ramirez at second base. Red-hot Dansby Swanson at the plate. The pitch off the outside for ball one.
See if Dansby, as hot as he is, can do an over and in. You know, you're trying to get the runner to third, but you'd love to drive him in.
A pitch. Misses again, this time with a cutter. 2-0 the count on Swanson.
Now, as hot as Dansby's, 2-run homers aren't bad at this situation.
Never goes out of style. Dansby hit a couple of home runs in game one of the doubleheader. The 2-0. And a high drive hit to deep right center field. Going back, Beatty at the track near the wall. He leaps, it bangs off the wall. Ramirez racing for third, being waved home. Ball loose in the outfield. Swanson on his way to third base. Triple. Cubs take the lead as Ramirez scores. Dansby Swanson continues his red-hot trip to the Big Apple. Cubs up 5-4.
Over and in, that's the deal. And he just missed the 2-run homer. And the right fielder, Beatty, who I don't think plays out there all the time, he misplayed that ball a little bit. He didn't get to the wall and then jumps. No chance of catching it. And the ball bounces past him. And because of that, Dansby gets all the way to third. But a very good at-bat for Dansby. That's the old over and in. You can't do it any better than that if you're Dansby Swanson.
Can you tell these are live broadcasts? Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate with Swanson at third after the triple. Corner infielders are in as Crow Armstrong fouls this one back. 1-1 the count. By the way, triples by Cubs batters. A reminder that they're sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers, and North Shore Adult Diapers makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Visit solvehungertoday.org as Crow Armstrong fouls this one back off the screen. 1-2. So Dansby now has 9 RBIs between the two games of this doubleheader and 13 ribbies. No, excuse me, more than that for the entire series, because he had 4 last night. Yeah. Pitch, low and outside. So 2-2 the count to Crow Armstrong. What a series in New York for Dansby.
Yeah, he's taking a big bite out of the Big Apple.
Infield in for the Mets. The pitch. Crow Armstrong fouls this one back out of play. But he really needed it. Dansby was hitting under 200 for the longest time this season. And now the batting average
at 200.
Exactly at 200 after that RBI triple.
He's a climbing. Keeps swinging the way he is. The key is he's on time is one. That is vital, because if you're not on time, you're not going to get hits.
Right.
But then, the work that he's doing, he's staying on the path of the ball, and he's able, like driving that ball to right center. I mean, that ball's crushed to right center, and it's the top of the wall. And he's pulled 3 home runs over the last 3 games to the pull side, but right on time, and the bat is on plane with the baseball, and, he's had a hard time keeping his bat in the hitting zone.
PCA looks at a ball low, a sweeper that missed. It's ball 4. So Crow Armstrong draws a walk and reaches base for the second time today. He had a bunt RBI single in the 4th. So PCA continues his red-hot stretch, 26-game on-base streak, hitting better than 400 during that stretch with 21 RBIs. Cubs have men at the corners with no one out here in the 6th inning. They're looking for a big inning here. 5-4 the lead for the Cubs over the Mets, game 2 of this doubleheader. And Matt Shaw will dig in. Right-handed batter against the left-hander Raley, who works on the first base side of the rubber. The pitch. Shaw swings a one-hopper, knocked down by Simeon behind the second base bag. He throws to second in time for the force as PCA is erased from the bases. Coming in to score on the play, Swanson gave Shaw an RBI on the fielder's choice, and the Cubs now lead 6-4.
Now Matty smokes this ball back through the middle. It handcuffs Simeon. If he catches this ball, on the one hop, it's going to be a for sure double play. But this ball is really hit hard, and he doesn't field it cleanly. He just knocks it down. And because of that, the Cubs get another run.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate takes a ball low.
Cubs with 8 hits in the ball game now. Only 1 out in the 6th. Mets defense in this ball game has been a little shaky.
A 1-0. Seiya with an awkward check swing. It's called strike. 1-1 the count. That was a breaking ball from Raley. Shaw with good speed at first, being held on by Vientos. And the pitch. An check swing foul ball off to the right by Seiya. 1-2. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. And the pitch is low. 2-2. Seiya 0 for 3. Reached on an error and caught looking twice.
Matty with a pretty good lead at first. See if he takes off. No.
Not going. And a bouncing ball hit to short, fielded by Lindor. To second for 1. Simeon on to first. In time, double play. 6-4-3. That ends the top half of the 6th inning. But not before the Cubs scored twice to take the lead. Now Craig Counsell saying, hold on here. Nope. Cubs will not challenge. That ends the top half of the 6th inning. But the Cubs scored twice to take the lead. They're up 6-4 over the Mets. Middle 6 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
We're gearing up for another season, and you can too at Suits 2020 in Niles. More than just amazing suits, casual wear, sportswear, and more. Suits 2020, the latest fashions at the lowest prices.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra with the capability to handle what life throws your way. That's the GMC Sierra, where power meets precision in a truck that leads where it matters most. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. We are professional grade. During GMC Truck Month, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR for 5 years on 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models, plus no monthly payments for 130 days. See your local GMC dealer today. Monthly payment is $1,667 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 9.56%. Must finance through GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Deferred monthly payments for 130 days. Excludes residents of PA. Down payment required at signing if applicable. Finance charges accrue from date of financing. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 6/30/26.
Hey, it's Ron Coomer. This season, my partner Jeff Neidiger and I are honoring our heroes through Veteran of the Game on The Score. Jeff's a combat veteran himself, helping families sell their homes the easy way since 2007.
Whether it's an inherited property or you just need to sell without the hassle, we buy houses as is with no gimmicks. You pick the timeline, take all your memories, and we handle everything else.
Give them a call at 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in New York. It's a 6-4 lead for the Cubs over the Mets. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Shota Imanaga on the mound. Francisco Lindor at the plate. And the pitch is a called strike. A breaking ball that floats into the zone. 0-1. Dansby Swanson continuing where he left off in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Swanson with 2 hits and 2 RBIs tonight. Here's the 0-1. Bounced foul off to the left by Lindor. 0-2. Get you a station identification here shortly. Swanson with a triple in the top half of this 6th inning off the wall in right center. that drove in the go-ahead run. The pitch. Lindor hits a pop fly right field near the line. Suzuki, fair territory, makes the catch for out number one. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score, in Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Looks like that's going to be all for Shota Imanaga. Craig Counsell walks to the mound, clapping his hands, asks for the baseball, and Imanaga's night is done with one down here in the bottom of the sixth inning, and the Cubs leading the Mets 6-4. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Let's take a break. You're listening to The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
The new man on the mound for the Cubs is right-hander Gavin Hollowell. One down here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Cubs leading the Mets 6-4. This day in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. June 24th, 1970, the Reds played their final game at historic Crosley Field, beating the San Francisco Giants 5-4. Lee May and Johnny Bench hit back-to-back home runs in the eighth inning to secure the win. After the final out, home plate was dug up and transported by helicopter to Riverfront Stadium. And that's where the Big Red Machine became the Big Red Machine. Bo Bichette at the plate, and Hollowell starts him off with a sweeper off the outside, 1-0. Bichette is 0 for 2 tonight, the pitch. Fouled off the netting to the right, 1-1.
I had an old infield instructor when I first got into professional baseball with Oakland. I was drafted in 87, and our minor league infield instructor was Ron Plaza. And for you people that were fans of the Big Red Machine, he was the third base coach for those teams. Yeah, and you talk about a guy that was fun to talk to. He was a little gristly, he had a little of that to him, but he was a great guy to talk to, great infield instructor, but very fun.
Bichette, it's a high fly ball deep left. Shaw looks up. This one is way out of here. Bichette with a solo shot off Gavin Hollowell. And it's a one-run game. Up 6, Mets 5 here in the sixth.
Well, hanging breaking ball to Bichette, and he's one of those guys that he has a very odd approach to hitting with the swing itself, with the way he wraps his bat, but kind of runs in the family. The old man did it too, and they both hit home runs that looked a lot like that as Bichette crunches this ball to deep left.
10th home run of the year for Bichette, 411 feet.
His pops was Dante Bichette.
Mark Vientos fouls this one back.
Big home run hitter and great outfielder for Colorado Rockies.
Part of those famous Blake Street Bombers in the early years of the Rockies. Larry Walker. Here's the 0-1. Up high to Vientos. Ellis Burks. Andre Scalaraga. And we were in Colorado a couple of weeks ago. Saw that big picture in the press box of those guys walking down Blake Street with their bats. The 1-1. A looper caught by Horner on the right side of the infield. Vientos is retired, 2 away.
Good pitch by Hollowell. Just gets a little jam shot over to Nico.
So here comes Marcus Semien with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 6-5 game. Cubs on top of the Mets. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Hollowell kicks and fires. Semien looks at a breaking ball for a strike, going 1. Hollowell leans in, straightens up, sets the belt, works his motion and deals. And Semien grounds one past a sliding bush in the right field for a base hit. Tried to backhand that one going to his right on a slide. Couldn't get it. And Semien ends up with a single.
Ball kind of hit off the end of the bat. This ball hits right at the edge of the grass on Michael and just kind of skids past them. Definitely underneath the glove as the ball kind of scooted on him. Semien will be aboard with a single.
He represents the tying run at first with 2 down here in the 6th. Francisco Alvarez at the plate. And Alvarez always dangerous. He's homered in every game of this series, including earlier tonight. Powerful right-handed batter. Righty-righty matchup. Hollowell delivers. And starts off Alvarez with a sweeper for a strike. Right near the bottom of the zone on the inside edge. Semien dancing off the first base bag. Hollowell takes a peek, straightens up. A long set, and the 0-1. He missed with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hollowell, big, tall guy, gives you that 3/4 delivery.
And the 1-1. Alvarez swings and misses. Took a hefty cut at a breaking ball, 1-2.
Yeah, you know Alvarez is feeling good at the plate because every time he swings the bat, it looks like he's trying to hit the ball either in her feet. He had a little breaking ball there. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. Stayed in the middle of the plate, but he was just underneath.
Semien at first, 2 down. 6-5 Cubs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Hollowell zips a fastball by Alvarez. And that ends the 6th inning, but not before the Mets move a little closer after the home run by Bichette. 6-5 Cubs as we head to the 7th on The Score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi Harrison Grody, middays 10-2 on 104.3 The Score.
Hey Cubs fans, when the game ends, the music starts in New Lenox. The New Lenox Summer Concert Series brings world-class live music to the New Lenox Village Commons. The lineup includes Men at Work and Toad the Wet Sprocket, Big and Rich, Andy Grammer, Blue Oyster Cult, and Roger Daughtry. Affordable tickets, free parking, close to home. Fun for the whole family. Get tickets now at newlenox.net/concerts.
Hey, it's Pat Hughes here for North Shore Adult Diapers. In all seriousness, everyone knows someone worrying about control problems. And for many, the store brands don't get the job done. They leak. It's time to switch to North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. North Shore will send out samples that stay dry 3 times longer than the store brands. That's North Shore Adult Diapers at northshore.com. And focus on life, not leaks.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
New car, used car, or electric car, Consumers Credit Union delivers competitive rates and flexible terms. Join the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Top of the 7th in New York. Cubs with a 6-5 lead over the Mets in the night portion of this day-night doubleheader. Mets have a new pitcher, right-hander Luke Weaver, former Yankee. His first season with the Mets takes over, 32 years old, 2-1 with a 2.25 ERA in 30 games this season. Pitching changes by Cubs opponent, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Now you got to keep adding on.
Alex Bregman will lead things off here in the 7th for the Cubs, to be followed by Michael Busch and Nico Horner.
And got to keep adding on here. This is one of those ball games. Ball really flying here. 6-5 ball game. You got to keep grinding. These are long days, man, for everybody on the field. I think we're having a little pitch comm device issue.
So Francisco Alvarez walks out to the mound, try and test it. Now the ball boy comes racing in. Does he have a new device to hand to Alvarez? Yep. Gives it to him. Now he's hitting the buttons to make sure that it works. I think Weaver's acknowledged that it does work, and we're ready for the resumption of play. So Weaver on the mound, Bregman at the plate, 6-5 Cubs as we begin the top of the 7th.
I do believe the count is 1-0, though. They did not get to that in time.
And the pitch is off the
I
outside.
think it's 2-0. Let's see what the home plate umpire does. I think it's 2-0.
So a pitch clock violation was called on the Mets. Now the 2-0 to Bregman is up high, 3-0. Bregman is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Weaver. Peers in, gets the sign from Alvarez, works his motion, and the pitch is a cold strike, a fastball clocked at 95 miles per hour. Bregman on the year hitting at 244. He waits for the 3-1. Here it comes. Bregman taps it foul at the plate off the body of Alvarez. It's a full count. The lights have taken full effect here in New York this evening. Citi Field in Queens. The payoff pitch. Bregman fouls it back off the screen.
Bregman got a good pitch to hit there, and I think that was a fastball. Middle of the plate, probably belt high, put a big swing on it, fouled it straight back.
Weaver puts the ball in the glove. He rocks back and deals. The pitch is low, ball 4. So Bregman draws his second walk of the ball game. And it'll bring up Michael Busch.
Kind of an odd pitch selection. He went with the changeup there, first hitter of the inning. And maybe Weaver just got a little spooked with that big swing by Bregman on the pitch before. But now you got Michael Busch. He's just missed a couple. This should be a pretty good matchup for Bushy.
He's 0 for 3 tonight. Time called by Busch.
I think he's got some bug issues. He does. He's swatting at his face.
He's got those bright red batting gloves, and he's kind of moving them all over the place to get rid of the bugs. All right, so Bregman at first. No one out here in the top of the 7th. 6-5 Cubs. Righty-lefty matchup, a long set by Weaver. Now the pitch. Busch fouls it back off to the left. 0-1.
Michael, he is just underneath today. And I mean just underneath. He has had some pitches to hit, and he has been right on time with them and just underneath and fouling them back. He is about to go on a streak of banging a baseball out of the yard, I got to believe.
Chops one foul off to the right in the hole, 0-2. Do you change anything with your swing?
Yeah, you might just try to get just on top, just a touch more because he's under. So whatever that is, he's just missing. Because he is right on time, and he has been on time with like 6 swings today that were all these balls would go out of the ballpark if he hits them.
The 0-2, Bush swings and misses. Strike 3 as Weaver gets him with a changeup. 1 away.
See, and that's the problem. In the big leagues, you get your pitches to hit, you got to hit them. And then if you don't, and you get behind in the count, then these guys with good arms, now they got options to get you out. And Weaver goes to split and makes a good pitch with it.
All right, so here's Nico Horner, 1 on, 1 away for the Cubs, top of the 7th. They've got a 6-5 lead, throw to first. Bregman dives back in safely.
Michael Busch went on one of them streaks last season at the end of the year where he just carried the Cubs. He just was pounding the baseball, and he is getting close to being that right now.
Horner waits. Weaver deals. Nico swings, and it's a pop fly, shallow right. Racing in, Beatty going back Semien, and it's off the glove of Semien and rolls into foul territory. It's a fair ball. Bregman advances to second base. Nico safe at first. Another error on the Mets, this one on Semien for the second time tonight.
Semien with 2 errors. He's missed, the one play was a difficult one on the ball that was hit by Shaw. That was not an easy play, but they did get an out, but it's a ball that, they didn't turn a double play. This one's a pop-up, and it just hits the tip of his glove. Now, he's got this ball. He is under control, and he just doesn't catch the ball. It hits the glove and goes away, and defense here for the Mets in this ball game has struggled with 3 errors in the game and another missed play.
So now men at first and second with 1 away. Carson Kelly at the plate. The pitch is low and outside. Cutter that missed 1-0. Errors by Cubs opponents, sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com.
You're reading that so well. I guarantee you Pat's just gonna allow you to read that day after day after day.
Kelly swings, ground ball it to short, fielded on one knee by Lindor to second for 1. Semien on to first. Double play. And that ends the top half of the 7th inning. Time to stretch in Queens. Cubs 6, Mets 5 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Joel Gott Wines is a true all-American classic and the go-to wine for America's favorite pastime. Since 1996, Joel has selected the best vineyards in California to craft balanced, approachable, and food-friendly wines. Whether it's a classic Chicago dog or Italian beef sandwich, Joel Gott is the perfect pairing for any ballpark staple. Whether you're watching at Wrigley Field or at home, look for Joel Gott Wines in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Joel Gott Wines, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs. Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Obi Milner will take over here in the bottom of the 7th for the Cubs. They've got a 6-5 lead over the Mets, game 2 of a doubleheader. Shota Imanaga started and went the first 5 1/3, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Eric Wackerman, the Mets' designated hitter, will lead things off in their half of the 7th inning. Dansby Swanson 2 hits, 2 RBIs, including the go-ahead triple earlier in the game as Wagaman looks at a breaking ball for strike, 0-1.
Now, Schrags, what do they call that song that they play here at 7th inning stretch? Come on, you're here every day.
Wagaman looks at a ball low. It's 1-1 the count.
Kills me. Second stanza. So good. It's the best tradition they got here at the Mets. They've been playing that kind of Italian party song, I guess you would kind of call it, right?
Yeah, it's an Italian-American novelty song called Lazy Mary.
There we go. That's it. That is awesome. The whole place goes up for grabs. It's just great.
You got up.
I am every time. I did it. I would dance in the field when we were playing, when they'd play that. Yeah.
Called strike 3 as Milner gets Wagaman with a sinking fastball. 1 away.
That's awesome.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 1 down, bottom of the 7th. Cubs 6, Mets 5. A.J. Ewing will dig in. Left-handed hitting center fielder. Pitch by Milner. And a line drive hit to deep right center field. This will one hop off the wall. Ewing with great speed. He's on his way to second base. Gets there standing up.
A line drive double. This ball splits the gap in right center by Ewing. Gets a little breaking ball and one hops the 380 mark. Yeah, and you're right. He can fly. There's no doubt about that. Cubs do a very good job of getting this ball in a hurry and holding him to a double.
Now the tying run on second base for New York with just 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It appears as though the Mets are going to send a pinch hitter to the plate. Brett Beatty due up, but he's a left-handed batter, 0 for 2 tonight, and with the left-hander Milner on the mound, the Mets will send a right-handed batter to the plate. That'll bring out Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy with a scouting report. Former Cub Luis Torrens will pinch hit.
Tommy going to give Milner a little scouting report on Torrens, right-handed hitter. Torrens played in game 1 of this series, or game 1 of the doubleheader today. No, he played yesterday, right? He played yesterday, not game 1.
Game 1.
Did he play game 1? It's all running together now, folks. Sorry.
Alvarez did too, but Alvarez was the DH.
There you go. That's what it was.
Torrens went 0 for 3 in the day portion of this day-night doubleheader. He's hitting at .216 in 48 games with 1 home run. Six-5 Cubs with 1 down here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run at second in A.J. Ewing. Torrens digs in. Milner works on the first base side of the rubber. He throws and misses outside with a sweeper. 1-0. The next pitch. Misses again, this time with a fastball, 2-0.
That one I thought was a good pitch. Must have missed inside. Yep, just inside off the plate.
Milner checks second and deals. Torrens swings, and it's a high fly ball down the right field line. This one slices foul.
Another good pitch by Milner. He is, as most Cub fans know, he's a sidearm lefty, and he comes from, the release point is below his waist. So he's kind of cross-firing these fastballs inside to Torrens.
2-1 the count. Ewing at second, 1 down, bottom 7. The pitch inside to Torrens. It's now 3-1. Carson Bench, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. Milner's ready. The 3-1 delivery. Going inside, ball 4. So the pinch hitter Torrens draws a walk. And the Mets now have the tying and go-ahead runs on base. Ewing at second, Torrens at first. Just 1 down And the left-handed batting Carson Benj will hit.
And now Terren's going to get a pinch runner. Ken figured that.
MJ Melendez will run for Terrens at first.
Good speed now on the bases for the Mets. Melendez runs well. We know Ewing runs very well.
Bregman playing in wide of third. The rest of the infield back, men at first and second for New York with just one away here in the seventh. Cubs up by one. The pitch. Benj looks at a sinking fastball for a strike. 0-1. Milner puts the ball in the glove, sets above the belt, looks at second, works his motion, and deals. And misses off the outside with a fastball, 1-1. Benj 0 for 3, couple of flyouts and a swinging strikeout. The pitch off the outside again. It's now 2-1.
Miller just missed again with that breaking ball. That sweeping hook from down under just goes across the zone, just missed the outside corner.
Trent Thornton warming up in the Cubs pen, a righty. The pitch. Another miss off the outside by Milner. 3-1 the count on Benj.
These pitches are off the plate away, but not by much. You're talking about less than the width of the baseball off the plate away.
And at first and second, one down. The 3-1. Check swing by Benj. Doesn't matter. Called strike. It's a full count.
I'd go back in there one more time. Try to get the pitch inside.
Milner deals. And a tapper in front of home plate. It's picked up by Kelly. Throw to second in time for the force of Melendez. So 2 away. And now the Mets have men at the corners with Francisco Lindor due up.
This ball's hit right out in front of home plate. Kelly thinking, that you turn a pair, but with Benj at the plate, no chance. So they get the middle guy. And now Lindor, who has flown out to right field every time up the plate in this game. Cubs could use one more of those. One more sac fly would be perfect.
0 for 3. Men at the corners for the Mets. The pitch by Milner. A bouncing ball hit wide to third. Fielded by Bregman. Throw to second in time for the force. Milner works into and out of a jam. And the Cubs preserve the 1-run lead. They're up 6-5 after 7 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Molly and Hom, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
This summer, making memories in a Volvo SUV is easier than ever. Now, for a limited time, get savings on Volvo SUVs during the Summer Safely sales event, built with advanced safety features, so you can focus on the road ahead. Find your Volvo today. The Summer Safely sales event is on now. Visit volvocars.com/US to save.
Take your taste buds to the candy shop with the irresistible taste of cotton candy extra strength 5-hour energy shots. A delicious swirl of vanilla with a sweet but sugar-free fruity twist. Plus the classic 5-hour energy blend of B vitamins, nutrients, and caffeinated kick. Don't miss out on a perfectly sweet and impossibly nostalgic treat. Get your cotton candy extra strength 5-hour energy shots today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Rev up your rewards at the pump with the Club Citgo app. Join today and enter for the chance to win big with members-only sweepstakes, plus everyday savings that stack automatically. Start with 20 cents off per gallon on your first fill-up and save 25 cents per gallon on your first 4 purchases with Plus Pay. Hit Premier status and unlock even more. So what are you waiting for? Download the Club Citgo app today and you're good to go. Savings good up to 30 gallons only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Cubs fans, it's Pat Hughes. To ensure that your business goals get across home plate, consider relocating to the Village of Bedford Park. Learn more at villageofbedfordpark.com.
6-5 Cubs, top of the 8th inning here in New York. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today, Z.
Thank you, Coom. New man on the mound for the Mets. Left-hander A.J. Minter takes over. Pedro Ramirez at the plate. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Minter a long set. Now the pitch. And this is up high with a fastball. 1-0 the count. MJ Melendez stays in the game. He's now in left field. Carson Benj moves to right. And the 1-0. Ramirez fouls this one back out of play. 1-1. Cubs took the lead in the 6th inning on an RBI triple by Dansby Swanson. It's got 9 RBIs between the two games today. The 1-1. Foul back off the screen by Ramirez, 1-2. Swanson hit 2 home runs and drove in 7 in the opener. He's got 2 hits and 2 ribbies here in the nightcap. Swanson homered and drove in 4 runs in last night's victory against the Mets here in New York. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Ramirez. Minter delivers. And Ramirez fouls this one out of play off to the right. Doing pitching changes by Cubs opponents, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. The 1-2. Ramirez grounds one on the left side, fielded wide of the back, bobbled by Bichette, has no play. Ramirez safe at first. Another miscue by the Mets.
This is going to be an error on Bichette. Yeah, and this is just one of those ball games that, the Mets are just going to they're going to hope they win. But boy, if, the Cubs just keep pouring it on, Mets are going to look at this game and just go, we just self-destructed. 4th error of the game, 5th misplay by the Mets on defense tonight.
And Dansby Swanson digs in. Ramirez goes. The pitch up high, no throw, stolen base.
Excellent job by Ramirez. He goes on first movement.
The pitch.
Yeah, and he just takes off. He's no throw at second. They're going to challenge this. Challenges a ball strike, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, and it's a ball.
The pitch is a ball. New York has one.
And it's such a ball that you can't even see the distance between the ball and the strike zone on the scoreboard. I don't know if you could put a piece of string through it.
0.1.
Stolen bases by the Cubs, sponsored by Turo Tires, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with the Turo Tires. Find yours at Turo.com.
The pitch to Swanson and a line drive hit to right. Coming in, Benj, he makes the catch. Ramirez stays at second base, 1 away. By the way, that stolen base by Ramirez is first as a big league.
There we go. I know we've been talking a lot about Dansby, and rightfully so, with his last 3 ball games that he has had. But now that at-bat right there, that is a good at-bat, even though it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. He didn't advance the runner, but he drove the ball to right. That's just that's a quality swing. The intent, the swing, the execution, he just got under it just enough to where, it didn't advance the runner. But another good at-bat for Dansby, doing exactly what he's trying to do.
Pete Crow Armstrong swings and fouls it into the glove of the catcher Alvarez. 0-1 the count. 1 down, man at second in Ramirez. We're in the top of the 8th. 6-5, the Cubs lead over the Mets in game 2 of this doubleheader. Cubs could really use an insurance run here or more. The pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. But to your point about Swanson, we often hear players talk. They like to use the word process, following the process. That's the right process that you want to have.
No, that's right swing.
And that.
But I just think his approach and what he's doing in his work is paying off right now.
Crow Armstrong pulls one on the ground. Diving stop to his right by Vientos. From his knees, throws wild to first. Coming in to score Ramirez. PCA advances to second base. Another defensive mistake by the Mets. And the Cubs now lead 7-5 here in the 8th.
Vientos dives for this ball, makes the play, gets to his knees, and underhand shovels this ball to the pitcher covering. And Minter, it's just out in front of him, and he doesn't make the catch. It hits the tip of his glove. So this is going to be an error on somebody. I got to believe it's going to be on Vientos. Vientos at first, and it scores a run for the Cubs. And Pete goes all the way to second base. Pretty amazing. As I see this again, this could be an error on the pitcher. And no, that's an error on the first baseman. As I see it again, throw is just out in front of him, and he's at a dead run.
Yep.
83.
So second error of this eighth inning by the Mets. Pete Crow Armstrong at second base, only one away. Max Shaw at the plate. Cubs up 7-5. Minter along set. PCA goes. The pitch up high. Throw to third. Not in time as PCA slides in safely with a steal of third base.
Pete takes off, steals the space pretty easily. On Pete, they're saying, I think the home plate umpire is calling interference on himself, that he got in the way of the throw, and he is moving Pete Armstrong back to second. Stu Sherwater must have made contact with the home plate umpire, and Count's not real happy about it, but I mean, what do you say? The umpire's side made a mistake, and there's not, that ends the argument. It's just the way it goes. And tip your hat to Sherwater. He called it on himself right away and sent Pete back to second. That's unfortunate for the Cubs.
Taking a look at the replay now. And Alvarez and Shore got tangled up as Alvarez tried to make the throw and nail PCA at third. So Crow Armstrong back at second base. 1-0 the count on Shaw, one down here in the eighth. The pitch is up high, ball two. Got to read this again. Errors by Cubs opponents, sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com.
Hall of Fame read right there, Z.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Coom. Here comes the 2-0. Shaw swings, pops it up, shallow left. Lindor back, coming in Melendez, and Melendez makes a running catch. Out number two. Crow Armstrong stays at second base. Just thinking back to last night, PCA has been involved in some weird plays on attempted steals in this series.
Yeah, he definitely has. He was called out at second base on a walk when he tried to steal second. They threw to second, but the pitch was a ball, so it ended up being a walk. He slid into second base, was tagged, then came disengaged, tagged again, just as he's sliding. Just the tag stayed on him, and they called him out for 2 times engaging in the bag. That was a very weird play. You get a lot of different opinions on how that play should be viewed and called. I think it's very unfortunate for the base runners to get penalized for that on a walk.
Seiya Suzuki looks at a ball up high, fouled the first pitch back, so the count is 1-1.
But I think for guys stealing bases now, you can't, when you go in head first, you almost got to lay down on the bag and just keep sliding over the bag.
And the pitch, low to Suzuki, 2-1. Yeah, you're allowed to get to second base on the walk, but if you're trying to steal and you slide off the bag, then you can be tagged out, and that's what happened yesterday with Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, the left hand hit the bag. He would have been tagged out, but it was a walk because this pitch in for a strike. He would have been tagged out, but then it's a walk. So he goes into the bag. He engages with the bag with the left hand. Well, the tag then came off of him and then back on him, and he came disengaged with the bag and got tagged while he was in that position and then back on the bag, and he was out.
Ball low. It squirts to the right of Alvarez, and PCA ends up taking third. Full count with Seiya at the plate.
Man, that's a wild pitch. I believe Alvarez just went down to try to catch this ball in the dirt, I think. That's borderline. This could be a pass ball, too. He should catch that ball. I think it is a pass ball.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Suzuki swings and misses. Strike 3. Got him with a cutter. Crow Armstrong stranded at third base. But the Cubs score what could be a huge insurance run. They're up 7-5 over the Mets. Middle 8 on the score at the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Nico Horner. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Benny's goes to the dogs. Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to area service dog charities. Here's toasting to man's best friend. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
This season, the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Centers, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs, are supporting recovery in our community. ARC provides no-cost residential programs with housing, counseling, and life skills. Cubs fans can help by donating clothing at Salvation Army thrift stores. Visit satruck.org today.
Did you know you could earn up to $600 when you open a checking account at Old National Bank?
$600? You could do a lot with that. Like tickets to somewhere warm?
Now boarding for Miami.
Or tickets to your favorite band?
Or tickets to your favorite band in Miami.
Boom! Now you're talking.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Additional restrictions apply. Visit oldnational.com/checking. Offer valid through October 30th, 2026. Member FDIC.
Hey, Chicagoland, the best way is right off the expressway at Toyota on Edens. Visit one of Chicagoland's fastest growing Toyota dealers to score big savings. See the new Toyota on Edens or toyotaonedens.com.
Make your favorite players all-stars. Cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot daily at MLB.com/vote. Bottom of the 8th inning in New York. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Cubs 7, Mets 5. Trent Thornton, right-hander, new man on the mound for the Cubs. Bo Bichette at the plate. And the pitch is taken for a strike, a cutter from Thornton. 0-1. Bichette homered his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Thornton works on the third base side of the rubber. And the pitch. Line drive, base hit into right center field. Sliding stop by Suzuki. His throw to second base, not in time as Bichette takes second, ball loose in the infield.
I worry about Suzuki. He slid for that ball. This is his first game back on that knee that's been barking. He comes back, he slides and keeps sliding on that knee. And he comes up limping going to right field. I know he's not doing all that well. I'm sure the Cubs dugout is keeping an eye on him.
Here's Mark Vientos, the tying run at the plate. Cubs up by 2 here in the 8th. The pitch. It's a cold strike, a cutter from Thornton. 0-1.
Let's see if he stays in the game. I think they're calling timeout here on the field. I think just the hitter, but he's still kind of shaking that right knee. You can tell, kind of digging his foot into the ground. And
here's the 0-1 to Vientos, high and tight with a breaking ball, 1-1. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Bichette at second, no one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-1. Vientos grounds 1-0. Sliding stop along the line by Bregman. Throw to first, dug out beautifully by Bush for the out. Advancing to third on the play is Bichette. One away.
could be the story of the game right there. You know, when you start thinking about who could win this game and how this game's been played, Cubs are playing great defense, always do. The Mets with 5 errors in the game. And you got a 7-5 ball game.
Here's Marcus Semien, the pitch, swing and a miss. Got a cutter off the outside from Thornton, 0-1.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that.
Righty-righty matchup. Thornton delivers. Low and outside with a cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Semien. The attendance tonight here at Citi Field, 33,934. As Thornton works his motion and deals outside, 2-1 with Simeon at the plate. Time to see how we did with our guesses in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. It looks like we were all over, but I happen to be a little bit closer than the rest of you. 2-1 the count. Simeon waits the pitch. And this is popped up, shallow center. Horner dropping back, calling everybody off. He makes the catch. 2 away. Bichette still at third.
These Mets fans are a little restless after this kind of sloppy game that's been played.
Simeon committing a couple of errors today and just popped out in a big spot. Francisco Alvarez will dig in. Always dangerous. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Alvarez takes a big swing and a miss at a cutter. Strike one.
Simeon, a really good player, always has been, but he has had his struggles here in these last couple ball games.
Time called by Alvarez. Steps out of the box, adjusts his pink batting gloves. He's got pink sleeves, white and pink shoes.
I think his nickname Pink Panther.
Can't miss him. Here's the 0-1. It's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. I haven't run that nickname by him, but you can after the game when you see him.
Nah, I'm going home.
Here's the 1-1. Alvarez check swing. And it's called a strike, a cutter. The home plate umpire, Stu Shorwater, said that Alvarez went around. The 1-2. Alvarez swings and misses. Strike 3. He breaks his bat over his knee as Thornton gets out of the jam. Bichette stranded at third. We head to the 9th. Cubs up 7-5 over the Mets on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Craig Counsell. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your heart. You'd never think of purposely stopping it. I'm Tara, and when my team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital found a malformation in my brain, my cardiologist and neurosurgeon said the only way to save me was to stop my heart, which they did 12 times.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Tara's team collaborated to temporarily stop blood flow, allowing a catheter to reach her brain and permanently obliterate the malformation. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
Getting set for the top of the 9th here at Citi Field in New York. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Cubs 7, Mets 5. Alex Bregman will dig in against the new right-hander on the mound for New York, former Brewer and Yankee Devin Williams. Righty-righty matchup. The kick and pitch. And Bregman looks at a fastball up high, 1-0.
Williams with just under a 5 ERA, 24 innings pitched. Big strikeout guy, but also big ERA.
Now the 1-0. Bregman looks at a strike. Another fastball from Williams. 1-1.
And if you haven't heard, Pat and I are on this thing called Patreon. And it's a group called Inside the Booth with Pat and Ron. Join patreon.com/Pat and Ron. And join us. We do some video work and answer questions. Once a month, we do a live stream. Pat and I will do that next week. We got a member of the week this week, Max J. Thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. We really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Patrick and I will be back at it next week after the Milwaukee series when we get back to Chicago.
Here's the 1-2 to Bregman. A bouncing ball hit back a third, fielded by Bichette. Throw across, dug out by Vientos. Bregman's retired. One away.
Very easily could have been the 6th error of the game as that throw is in the dirt and Vientos picks up Bichette on that low throw. But go to patreon.com/Pat and Ron. And there's a small fee, but it's Inside the Booth with Pat and Ron.
Sounds cool.
We have a lot of fun. We get some good questions.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's been very entertaining.
Michael Busch stands in. Williams delivers, and Busch looks at a changeup for a strike. 0-1. And you guys are candid as always.
And you get a chance to talk to the Hall of Famer and ask him questions about all the years of him being in the booth and being a Hall of Fame broadcaster. Get some baseball questions if you want. So we have a good time. It's always, whenever we're all together, we have a good time. It's going to be fun, that's for sure.
1-1 to count with Busch at the plate. Williams works his motion and deals. And that's a called strike. Another changeup. Busch didn't like the call, turned around and just glared at home plate umpire Stu Shorewater.
It's a good pitch, though. It hits the inside corner at the knees.
1-2. The ninth inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Righty-lefty matchup with Williams on the mound, Busch at the plate. A long set, the 1-2. Up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A reminder to stay tuned. Coming up shortly, the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot, coming up in the bottom of the 9th with the Coon Dog. Pat gave me a lot of advice prior to this series. The pitch, a swing and a foul tip into the glove. Strike 3. Busch is retired. 2 away here in the top of the 9th with the Cubs leading the Mets 7-5. Pat said, Zach, make sure you give the score and don't curse. And if you do those 2 things, chances are you're going to be around for a little bit.
Wow.
He's right.
Well, it's a start. That's for sure.
Nico Horner at the plate with 2 away here in the 9th. Williams kicks and delivers. And this is up high with a fastball.
I can promise you one thing. If you do the second one, you're not going to do the first one for very long.
That's very true.
Just saying.
See? That's a man of wisdom. Now the 1-0 is low. 2-0 the count with Nico at the plate. Stay tuned for National Bank Cubs Radio postgame show, the official bank of the Cubs Radio Network. Come up with just following the festivities tonight. The 2-0. Horner swings. One deep down right field line. Racing back bench. It's over his head. One hops the wall. And Horner cruises into second base. That's his 3rd double of the night.
Now, go doing it. He's getting back on track. We've been talking about this last day. Bullet one hops the wall down the field line, lets this ball carry, and this is another play that's, this is the ball to be caught in right field. He gets to it and then short arms the ball because he's getting close to the wall and then make the catch. Yeah, Cubs benefit then being done, but that's another play. That's the 7th play of the game that had not been made. That should be made.
Carson Kelly dribbles one foul off to the left, 0-1.
We have 5 errors in the game and 2 missed plays. That ball's got to be caught. Don't you think?
Yeah.
He got to the ball, short-armed it, getting fairly close to the wall and catch.
Like a kick with the glove and then one hop the wall. 0-1 on Kelly with Nick away here in the ninth. Goes along set. Now the pitch. Kelly puts it foul at the plate. 0-2. Let's check the out-of-town boards. Sponsored by Mississippi. Download Club Citgo app. Save 50 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Games in progress. Top of the eighth in Cincinnati. The Brewers leading the Reds 6-2. William Contreras with 2 on home run. Eighth. Dodgers leading the Twins 4-3 after 7. Williams delivers, and Kelly off chest. Vientos at first, and Kelly moving to third. The crowd at Citi Field booing Mets. Another defensive mistake.
Now this is all smoked. And just put right at him like they hit on his left knee, actually, and then deflects towards the infield. The play not made.
And they've Vientos.
Yeah, no, that's an error. I mean, it's hit right at him. At least better than letting the ball hit you in the knee. And, you know, unfortunately for the Mets, they're just having a very, very rough day here on defense here in front of their home crowd.
Errors by Cubs opponents, sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com.
Now, in Vientos' case, that ball was smoked, but it was hit right at him, and he didn't get leather on it at all. It hit him right in the knee.
And the exit velocity was 103 miles per hour. Minute corners 2 away. Pedro Ramirez at the plate. Williams deals. Ramirez. It's a pop fly, shallow right back. Simeon, and that one drops it. Warner scores. Kelly made a third. Safe at first. It's now 8-5 Cubs over the Mets.
Wow, and that ball goes out to right field. It's short right. You knew it was. And Simeon goes out, and he's now this is going to be a very tough play. This is an over-the-shoulder catch on a dead run. It's a broken bat there, and he didn't come very close. This ball's over his left shoulder, and he kind of reaches for it. Doesn't really come close, and it scores another run for the Cubs here in the ninth.
RBI single for Pedro Ramirez, his third hit of the ball game. And here's Dansby Swanson. Men at the corners 2 away. Cubs up by 3. Evan Williams on the mound. Carson Kelly at third. Ramirez at first. Swanson with 2 hits and 2 RBIs tonight. 2 home runs, 7 ribbies in game 1 of the doubleheader. Ramirez goes. Pitch inside. No throw to second. Give Ramirez a stolen base. His second of the night.
Third ball game, you got to go, and you got to try to keep piling on here in the ball game. Run the Cubs sponsored by Turo Tire. Chicago's hometown tire get called safe at a Turo. Find yours at Turo.com.
Swanson a change up low and outside. Count is 2-0.
This ball's got a chance of being hit very hard. Pete Armstrong on deck, base open. You're not going to want him to get to Pete. This ball could be well struck.
The 2-0 is a called strike, a changeup.
Pretty good pitch by Williams. That's ball right on the outside corner at the knees.
And it was right at the bottom of the zone. Swanson waits for the 2-1 delivery. Men at second and third, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swanson line drive, base hit in the left center field. Kelly scores around third, racing home Ramirez. 2-run single for red-hot Dansby Swanson. And the Cubs now up 10-5 over the Mets here in the ninth. Swanson with 4 RBIs in the nightcap.
Well, 2 I thought was going to be well struck. And Williams makes a great pitch. Goes on the next pitch. And Dansby just laces this ball through the infield. There's no doubt this is a line drive rocket. Another big RBI night for Dansby.
Swanson goes, the pitch low, throw to second, not in time, stolen base by Swanson.
And Williams, very slow to the plate, like most closers, and the Cubs running all.
And pardon me, that was a called strike at the bottom of the zone to Pete Crow Armstrong. If Swanson stolen base, 0-1 the count. Cubs up 10-5 and looking for more. Williams deals. Crow Armstrong swings, and it's a pop fly, shallow left, racing in. Melendez going back Lindor, and it's the shortstop Lindor who makes the catch. It is a version of the Bronx cheer here in Queens as the top of the ninth comes to a close, but not before the Cubs score 3 more times to break it open. 10-5 Cubs as we head to the bottom of the ninth. On the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Man, with these Bosch lasers, I can knock out the job.
You tell him, champ.
Who are you?
I'm your inner boss.
Inner
Boss, baby. I'm the feeling it when you got a job on the ropes.
Like a window install?
One you're about to knock out with Bosch lasers.
Oh.
More like KO, am I right?
Was that a punchline?
Sure was, laser.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like that. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100-train limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease the Hyundai Elantra for $179 a month or get $2,000 total savings. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 6th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Hey, Chicago, Coom here. Stats don't lie. Want MVP numbers in light beer? That's Flight by Yuengling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, refreshing. That's elite efficiency. Other beers, padding stats with extra carbs and no flavor. Care about your beer stats? The choice is obvious. Flight is dominating. Numbers don't lie, Chicago. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Bottom of the ninth inning here in New York, game 2 of a doubleheader. It's the Cubs on top of the Mets 10-5. Jacob Webb takes over. Jared Young will pinch hit, left-handed batter for New York. Here's the pitch. And it's a curveball that misses off the outside, 1-0. Young pinch hitting for the designated hitter, Eric Wagaman. Webb delivers, and a swing and a miss by Young, 1-1.
And this copyrighted broadcast presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated with the express written consent of you-know-who, the Chicago Cubs.
Young dribbles it foul behind the plate, 1-2. Well done, Coom. Get your station ID here shortly. Cubs looking to close out this doubleheader with a sweep. Dansby Swanson, the big offensive star. Webb deals. Swing and a miss by Young. Strike 3, 1 away. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams. Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 Score, Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. 1 down, bottom of the ninth inning here in New York. Cubs leading the Mets 10-5. Time called. Carson Kelly walking in the direction of the Cubs' third base dugout. Must be an equipment issue.
Yeah,
right?
you got a pitch count issue.
So that gives us an opportunity for the toast of the game, presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. The toast of the game goes to...
Well, I mean, you do 3 games in a row. I mean, he's on a roll. He's single, a triple, and a single. 4 RBIs for Dansby. You know, other Canada, Ramirez had a very good game. He's been on base 4 times, 3 hits. 2 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Nico with 3 doubles in the game. Cubs with 11 hits and 10 runs.
As A.J. Ewing looks at a curveball off the outside.
But for the 3rd straight game, Dansby Swanson's going to be our toast of the game ball player. Why not?
Can't argue that one.
He's got 3 hits in the game, a single and RBI in the 4th, a triple in the 6th and an RBI, and now a single in the 9th to knock in 2. And Dansby is, I guess you would say, you'd call that on fire.
Yes. Last pitch, a ball off the outside to A.J. Ewing, 2-0. Webb deals, Ewing swings and hits one deep to left. Shaw ranging back and makes the catch short of the track. 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. So Dansby Swanson had 4 runs batted in the opener of the series last night. 7 runs batted in game 1. You mentioned 4 more RBIs here tonight. Swanson is now the first player in Cubs franchise history with 3 straight games with 4+ RBIs. As MJ Melendez looks at a fastball for a strike.
New York, New York. He's loving himself in New York right now. I think he's taking 2 or 3 bites out of that big apple.
Boy, you're not kidding. Melendez looks at a ball off the outside. 1-1 the count. Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Dansby will find it there.
Here's the 1-1. Check swing at a pitch low on appeal. No swing, says John Bacon at 3rd. 2-1 now on Melendez.
Send him a case of that champagne. He keeps swinging like this.
It is something else. Webb kicks and fires. Melendez fouls it back. Mets are down to their last strike. Cubs with 10 runs on 11 hits tonight. The Mets 5 runs, 8 hits, and 6 errors by New York. Webb deals. Melendez fouls it back off the screen, 2-2.
6 errors and 3 misplays by the defense. That's a lot of extra bases for the Cubs in a ball game.
Webb's ready. The 2-2. Melendez taps it foul off to the right.
This is can be a pretty tough town with the media on their athletes here in town. I would think tomorrow's going to be a rough day for some of the Mets. I wouldn't be reading the paper or listening to any of the sports talk radio tomorrow.
The 2-2. Melendez fouls it back out of play.
Because this is a good team. I mean, they're having their struggles right now. We know that. Every team has their struggles, and they're finally hoping to get healthy soon. But, tonight's just been one of them nights. This has been a bad night for them, and it's, on defense, and it's cost them a ball game.
Here comes the 2-2 by Webb. Missed changeup. Off the outside, it's a full count. Webb trying to close the door here. The payoff pitch. Melendez, pop fly down the left field line, but this one is in the stands for a foul ball. They'll do it again. Mets made some big changes during the offseason. They got rid of a whole bunch of fan favorites. Pete Alonso left. Brandon Nimmo was traded to Texas. Jeff McNeil now with the A's.
Now the Alonso one, that's the big one. He was kind of the anchor of this team.
The 3-2 is inside for ball 4. Melendez draws the walk here with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th.
Those 2 other guys didn't, and McNeil win a batting title for them, and Nemo was constant, everyday player, and got rid of all 3 of them. And this core of this ball club looks a lot different.
Carson Benj at the plate and looks at a pitch up high, 1-0 the count. Their closer for many years, Edwin Diaz, now with the Dodgers. Here's the 1-0. That one is past the catcher, Kelly, and rolls almost all the way to the Mets on deck circle.
That one kind of crossed up Kelly. I think he thought this was going to, he just missed, just didn't catch it. It hit the tip of his glove. So be a pass ball on Carson, and that one also got a piece of Stu Sherwater.
And Melendez now at second. They've ruled it defensive indifference.
Was he taken off on the pitch? Was he
on the move? Here's the 2-0. That misses low to Benj. Now 3-0.
That saves Carson Kelly a pass ball. Here's we get aim for the middle of the plate and just throw a strike.
Webb's ready. Here's the pitch. And he misses up high. Ball 4. After quickly retiring the first two batters here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Jacob Webb has walked back-to-back batters. Melendez at second, Benj at first, and now Francisco Lindor will hit, but not before Tommy Hotovy, the Cubs pitching coach, heads out to the mound to talk to Webb.
It's one of those situations where, no matter what happens here with Lindor, you just want to throw strikes. The last thing Craig Counsell and Tommy Hotovy wanted was him to have a big pitch count inning. This game, you're up by 5 going into the 9th inning. Cubs were up and scored to put them up by 5 while Webb was hot in the top of the 9th while the Cubs were hitting. So you bring him out here, and it's a non-safe situation now. And now he's at 21 pitches, and you really wanted him to have he had a chance to have a real quick inning. And now he's at, the pitch count's climbing.
Lindor looks at a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander, Webb. Mets are down to their last out, but they've got men at first and second. Cubs up 10-5. Webb works his motion and deals, and Lindor dribbles it foul behind the plate, 0-2. Lindor 0 for 4 tonight. 3 flyouts. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Webb looks at second. The kick and pitch. Off the outside, 1-2. Webb trying to end the game. The 1-2. Inside. Missed with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So we pitch number 26 for Webb in the inning.
Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Lindor lines one, caught on one knee, fittingly by Swanson. Ball game. Cubs sweep the doubleheader as they take the nightcap 10-5 over the Mets.
That's some ball game for the Cubs, and another big day for Dansby Swanson. Another big game, not day. He's had a huge day, but another 4 RBI game for Dansby, and he has just been on